shots in the second period. The Flyers still prevailed when a perfect pass from Ron Sutter set up Rick Tockett's goal to give the Flyers a 2-1 lead, an edge they never lost the rest of the way. Then on a shorthanded breakaway goal by Brian Propp midway through the second period, the Flyers expanded their lead to 4-1. But the Islanders battled back to make it 4-3 at the end of the second period. Goaltender Billy Smith took it on the chin for the second straight game and was replaced in the Islanders' goal by Kelly Rudy in the third period, who shut the Flyers down the rest of the way. It was Rudy who won the first 3 games of the season against the Flyers. Then, with less than a minute to go, Rudy was pulled for an extra attacker, and the Islanders nearly tied the game on a close call from Mike Bossy. But instead, the puck came to the point and was fired out of the zone by Ron Sutter, which led to the open net goal by Ilka Sinicello to seal the Flyers' 5-3 victory. Coming up next, it's Game 4, the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders.
It's the 1985 Stanley Cup Playoffs, brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By Texaco, makers of Texaco Super Unleaded Gasoline. It helps knock out the knocks. By Eastern Airlines, we earn our wings every day. By PSFS, we can help you make it. By your Olds Connection, score with the winner. Your Olds Connection. By Wendy's, famous for the hot and juicy quarter-pound single. Also serving made-to-order breakfast, lunch, dinner, and late-night snacks. By Pepsi-Cola, Pepsi, the choice of the new generation. And by Sony, the one and only.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Coates, and welcome as tonight we bring you the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders in Game 4 of their Patrick Division Final. We said earlier this season that in each of the last 3 years, the Flyers, based on regular season records, would have preferred to play the Islanders in the playoffs. And now that they finally have them, the Flyers are showing the Islanders what they're made of. With a 3-0 lead, it seems that the Flyers are invincible, but I doubt that the Islanders are willing to give up right now. There are only 5 players in the National Hockey League that know what it takes to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the playoffs and still win, and they all play for the New York Islanders. Bourne, Gillies, Nystrom, Potvin, Billy Smith, and the coach of that team, Al Arbor, were all members of the 1975 team that came back to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins and then came back from a 3-0 deficit to the Flyers, only to lose in the 7th game in the very next round. So nobody should think that the Flyers will have an easy time of it tonight, even though they're up 3-0. But to find out more on tonight's game, let's go to Gene Hart, Bobby Taylor, Eddie Van Impe in Long Island.
For the Islanders, scratch number 8.
Thank you, Steve Coates, and we welcome you to the Veterans Coliseum here in Nassau County, Uniondale, New York, where the story tonight is simply, can the Flyers advance to the Stanley Cup semifinals for the first time since 1980, or can one of hockey's most illustrious dynasties extend its existence one more game? The Flyers are going against tradition. For you see, since the Islanders made their first appearance in the Stanley Cup Bash in 1975, when they eliminated the Rangers in a major upset, they have never been swept in a series, and they've played in 33 of them. And the last time that they failed to make the semifinals themselves, 7 years ago, where in this building in the 7th game of a series in the quarterfinals with Toronto, Lanny McDonald of the Leafs scored in overtime to eliminate New York, and it was the only time in their history that the Islanders have lost a deciding game of a playoff series in their own home rink. And that, again, is the story to be told. But for the changes that might occur in strategy and personnel from Tuesday night's Flyers win, we have to turn to the experts. That's Eddie Van Impe and Bobby Taylor.
Thank you very much, Gene. Well, Eddie, I'm not so sure that the Islanders can do much more than what they did on Tuesday night, except maybe put 3 periods like they did in the second period together.
Well, that second period, Bob, they had 27 shots, and Pelle Lindbergh was absolutely outstanding in that period, as he has been throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs. But the Islanders, I think, in their own building here, Bob, in order to get themselves back into this series, they've got to be a lot more aggressive as far as forechecking the Flyers' zone. They've got to get in there, they've got to make things happen, they've got to bang people around, because if they sit back and wait, the season will be over.
With all this playoff experience, does that aid you when you're down 3-0?
I think the experience, Bobby, is something that could help you coming back into this series. But, you know, you look at the Islanders, you look at the Flyers, and the Islanders have got a wealth of experience. They've got a lot of good individual hockey players. They've got a great hockey team. But I look at the Flyers, as well as they've played all year long, I look at them in the playoffs, and they can't lose 4 straight against the Islanders.
Well, it should be an interesting game. Game 4, right?
I agree. Looking forward to it.
Face-off will be coming up right after we pause for these words.
Let's see how the series are going right now in the National Hockey League playoffs. First of all, looking at the Flyers and the Islanders with that 5-3 win the other night over the Islanders in Nassau County Coliseum. The Flyers lead the series 3-0. Montreal and Quebec, and that's going to be a barn burner of a series because that's for the championship of the province of Quebec. The Nordiques won the first one 2-1 in overtime, but Montreal came back to tie the series at 1 apiece, 6-4. Then the other night at the Coliseum in Quebec City, the Montreal Canadiens, that's not right, that's 7-6. It should have been Quebec over the Montreal Canadiens. That one also in overtime. Quebec leads that series 2-1. Chicago and Minnesota. The North Stars taking it on the chin 5-3. They've got to be the surprise in the playoffs besides the Flyers right now because of the fact that they really had a very poor season, have the worst record of any team going into the playoffs. But they've really come on big. They beat the Blues 3 straight and then upset the Blackhawks 8-5 in the first game. And then Blackhawks came back in the second one in Chicago 6-2. And Chicago coming back and winning that 5-3, the third game in Minneapolis the other night, that fourth game tonight in Minneapolis. And the Oilers right now leading the Winnipeg Jets 3-0 with that 5-4 win the other night. Now the big thing is the loss of Dale Hawerchuk to the Winnipeg Jets in that series. He's been out with a cracked rib, and as a result, the Jets really haven't played up to par with the kind of play that they showed in the latter part of the season. Let's take a look at the NHL scoring leaders so far in the playoffs. Stastny, Quebec, 16 points. On top, he has just been on a real tear, followed by Goulet of the Quebec Nordiques with 15 points. Now, Goulet, listen to this. 8 games he's played in the playoffs, as you can see right there. In all those 8 games, he scored a goal. And of those 8, 7 are power play goals. Followed by Paul Coffey with 12 points, the big defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers. Wayne Gretzky, who's really not having a great playoff scoring-wise, 3 goals and 8 assists for 11 points, followed by Dennis Savard, the slick little centerman for the Chicago Blackhawks with 11 points. Timmy Kerr of the Flyers, 7 goals, 3 assists for 10 points. Of course, he had that 4-goal game against the New York Rangers in Game 3 to wrap that series up for the Flyers over the Rangers. Kenny Linsman of the Bruins, of course, the Bruins out of the playoffs after being knocked out by the Montreal Canadiens, but 4 goals and 6 assists in just 5 games for Kenny Linsman. That's a fine playoff for him for a total of 10 points. Chris Chelios, the defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, with 10 points. Let's look now at goaltending and how it's going in the playoffs for the goaltenders in the National Hockey League. On top, Kelly Rudy. Now, he's only played in 3 games, but his goals against average, very impressive, 1.86. Followed by Pelle Lindbergh of the Flyers, who's been just absolutely amazing for the Flyers with a goals against average of 2.45. Grant Fuhr of the Edmonton Oilers, 2.47. Fuhr has been outstanding, as everybody's been saying, and last year he was one of the big reasons the Edmonton Oilers won the Stanley Cup, followed by Bannerman, Meloche of the North Stars, Smith of the Islanders, Gosselin of Quebec, and Penny of Montreal. But it's face-off now. Let's go back to Long Island with Gene Hart, Bobby Taylor, and Eddie Van Impe.
Well, we have a new referee tonight. It's Mr. Kerry Frazier, but the same linesmen, Ron Finn and Mr. Leon Stickle. Playing in goal for the Philadelphia Flyers, Pelle Lindbergh with a 2.45 goals against average, has won us all 6 starts in the 1985 playoffs. In the net for the Islanders, Kelly Rudy with a 1.86 goals against average. He started 2 games and lost them both. And now the voice of the Flyers, Gene Hart. Just to note that Bobby Taylor, Eddie Van Impe, and I have been paid and selected by the Philadelphia Flyers. There's a cloud over the rink, and I don't mean a figurative one. They like to light sparklers here for the anthem, and there's just a huge cloud of smoke coming from our left from the predominance of those sparklers. And I don't know how long it will take to blow out, but that's the dimness. All right, the Flyers go with Sutter, Carson, and Tuckett, Marsh, and Crossman. And the Islanders have LaFontaine out with Gillies and Nystrom. Defensively, Boutelier with Kenny Morrow. The Islanders with the draw. Working up on the near side. Gillies is taken down, and we'll have an icing call against New York as he was unable to reach the puck.
I think you're seeing a very quick start by both teams. At least they'll try to, because one thing the Philadelphia Flyers want to do is to get out and have the Islanders have to come from behind. Rudy getting the start. He played very well for the Islanders in the playoffs. As Kenny mentioned, he started 2 games and lost them both, and he played the 3rd period of Tuesday night's game. But the Islanders have only managed to pick up 2 goals when he's been in the net, and he's played 8 periods plus another.
Offensive left circle draw goes back to the point. Howe with a shot. That's deflected wide. And out on the near side comes Tonelli, who's out there now with Bossy and Brent Sutter. The Flyers take it at center and drive it right back behind Rudy. On the defense, Pearson with Potvin. Potvin tries to outlet. Joe Patterson is on with Kerr, and Zezel blocked it in front of the Islander net. Now the Flyers in pursuit, and New York tips it up on the near side to Tonelli. Tries to work through to Brent Sutter. His pass cut off by Philadelphia's prop. Tries to roll it through. It hits the skate back to McCrimmon. And McCrimmon now out with Howe, wraparound behind the Islander net. Bossy will pick it up in his own right wing corner. Tries to outlet and does through the smoke to Tonelli coming up the middle. Now trailed by Potvin. There's Tonelli trying to kick it in. Man in front. There he is. Shot. Hit the post. On the short side, the trailer was Bossy, and he missed a wide open net. As the Flyers got caught with the second trailer, no one picked him up on the drop pass through Potvin. Now the Islanders again, as Philadelphia brings out Brown along with Derek Smith and Craven. And defensively, Crossman with March. The Islanders now have borne out with Pache and Mike Bossy. There's a drive. That one hit the post as it got under the right elbow of goaltender Lindbergh and speared off the post. As now the Flyers want a respite and will get a stoppage of play on an icing. 2 posts in the first minute and 29 seconds, but there is no score.
Okay, the Flyers expected the Islanders to come out here with all guns blazing, and they have not disappointed. They really come at goaltender Pelle Lindbergh and have already bounced 2 off the goalpost. If you think back to last Tuesday night, the Flyers had 2 goalposts as well in the first period. Tonelli working hard to corner, spins around and catches Bossy coming up that slot area wide open. He puts it off the goalpost. It goes in behind goaltender Pelle Lindbergh out the other side. And then right after that, Trache off to the angle. Crossman trying to block that puck. It gets up high off the crossbar, again in behind Pelle Lindbergh. But the Islanders have started quickly here in the first period.
Sutter, Carson, and Tocchet along with Marsh and Crossman, and out is Kortko with Keller and Kerr. That's Alan Kerr of the Islanders. And they have Deneen back with Thomas Jönsson. Flyers drive it up the center ice, cut off by Deneen. Waits for his line to clear and then drills it in on a deflection off Keller's skate. Takes it the Flyers and Marsh from center ice. Drives one in on Rody. He went right and the puck dropped out in front of the net. As the Islanders erase that possible error and bring it up through, Kortko stopping right up the middle comes Jönsson. Shot! And Lindbergh grabs that one as the Islanders getting their best early start of the series.
Well, we've had our first disagreement as well. And we had a lot of that throughout the course of the game Tuesday night, and I think you're going to find as well how this game progresses that you will have a lot of disagreements. Everybody will be charging in. They want that little extra shot. Alan Kerr from Hazelton, BC, and that's very close to the home of former Flyers Jimmy and Joe Watson and Smithers. Good shot. There's where Rudy made that long save, and he was going to drop it down, but it rolled right out of his glove.
You wonder how much intensity the Flyers have, since this is not nearly a must game, and they've had so many peak-level efforts of late. Wonder whether the Islanders are really going to have to snap them back in the game in sharpness. Ron Sutter is out of the circle on the draw set up by the linesman Leon Stickle. So it'll be Lindsey Carson against Kortko. Dug out by Philadelphia's Howe. Curls around behind the net. Now Keller's going to chase him out to the left side. Works up on the left wing and through to Lindsey Carson at center ice. Through at the Islander line past Kerr. Is hit hard by Deneen. The Flyers control the puck along the offensive left boards. Lindsey Carson out is jumped. And the puck curled away from Tocchet into the far corner by Jönsson. Flyers forechecking. There's Tocchet in the corner. Round behind the Islander net. Nice check in there by Deneen. And the loose puck dug out by Kortko and sent to the line. Flipped in by Philadelphia. And here comes Johnson for the Islanders with a loose puck up the middle. 4-on-2 at the line. Cuts to the top of the left circle. Looks for a man in front. Rolls it in on Lindbergh. And Pelly steers it to the near side. Kortko steals on a dump by McCrimmon. Boom! Kortko is buried on a check by Tocchet. Falls in the loose puck. Then Kerr knocks down Philadelphia's McCrimmon on the disc. We get a stoppage of play with 2 minutes and 42 seconds of spirited action going. First period, no score. Right, we'll have an offensive left circle face-off for the Islanders. Got Dwayne Sutter left, Bourne right, centered by Trottier with Morrow and Boudelier. And the Flyers counter with Patterson, Bergen, and there's a shot from the point off the stick of Todd Bergen, back behind the glass in the Philadelphia end, kicked out at center ice. Bergen threw against Morrow, long shot, and Rudy had to be equal to that. Deep rebound at center ice as Dwayne Sutter takes a run at Crosman, and boom, down goes Patterson over the line. Trottier 3-on-2 into the left corner. Then there is taken by Dwayne Sutter. He's bumped, tries to fight off Crosman's check. Centering play, Morrow with a drive, and that hit Patterson and bounces back to the left side where it's wound around behind the net to Dwayne Sutter. Looks to center. Crosman won't let him. Flyers have 2 men behind the net. Now it's taken off by Trottier on his knees. Bourne alone in front, and the pass was blocked by Marsh as Marsh left that spot and did block the pass. And now it comes to the near side, kicks through, pass Boudelier to center ice as Bergen loses his stick, goes to the bench to be replaced by Philadelphia Zezel. And it's lifted in. Lindbergh blocks off, and I think we have a stoppage of play. We got penalties in here.
Dwayne Sutter and Peter Zezel. Zezel went over to hit Dwayne Sutter, and he gave him a shot with a stick. Peter retaliated, and they'll be going off for minors.
Penalties come at 3:36 of the first period from the island. There is no score.
Both players pick up high sticking minors. Zezel of Flyers, Dwayne Sutter of the Islanders. 3:36 is the time.
Sutter, that's Dwayne, who leads the series in penalty minutes. He has 42 now for the Islanders. Not so much for the series, but for the year. And Philadelphia Zezel now has 14 as they'll play 5 aside. Brent Sutter, as Craven penetrates the Islanders' zone, they run into linesman Leon Stickle. Loose puck dug out by Potvin, who must have been on the ice 40 minutes the other evening. And he's out there again, and we'll see lots of action through the remainder of this series, what there is of it. Now Brent Sutter over the line against Howe. Shot. Lindbergh to save. Rebound. Cut to the left side by Howe to Craven. He'll start through on the left wing at center. At the Islander line, 60-footer, and Rudy steers that to his left. And Bossy, who started early in the first 30 seconds to hit a post on a little short shot, now comes up on the off wing. Going to try to turn McCrimmon. He winds up, drive, hit the outside of the net from the short side. As you can tell right now, he's got to shoot as often as he can. He's got to get something going for New York. Now turning at his own line is Howe away from forechecking. LaFontaine is out there. Howe turns again. Dribbles a bouncing puck up on the right side to McCrimmon. McCrimmon, as the Flyers are a step slow, works it off the left side, blocked by Prop. Howe goes back deep, gets it up through to Ron Sutter, loses it to LaFontaine. Flyers do not have crispness right now, and the Islander play will force that. Now back comes Ron Sutter over the line, coming with McCrimmon, tries to drop the Prop, and the Islanders turn 2-on-1. Marsh back, LaFontaine, and then Tonelli overskates the puck and runs into trouble along the Flyers' near side, takes the skates out from under Ron Sutter, tries to center, right in front, shot from the left circle by Boudelier, off the body of Marsh up into the end seats. Shots are 3-3, the penalties are 1-1, the score is 0-0, and the time remaining on the penalties, 22 seconds to Peter Zezel and the Islanders' Dwayne Sutter.
That was a big play by Brad Marsh, a big defensive play for the Flyers defenseman inside their own zone. Pinelli picked the puck up and was just steaming up the boards with Prop as a back checker. Puck goes into the corner, and Prop just eases up, and Pinelli gets in there, takes him out of the play, and picks up that loose puck as well. Boudelier's out in that slot area waiting for the pass when it arrives. Brad Marsh was right there to block that shot and deflect the puck up into the stands.
LaFontaine with Tonelli, Jonsson with Boudelier, and the Flyers have Marsh and Crosman along with Prop and Ron Sutter. Defensive right circle face-off, and Ron Finn now pointing to Crosman to get out of the circle. Puck is dropped, Ron Sutter tied up. Puck kicked free to Tonelli into the left wing corner. He's got LaFontaine in front. There's a shot, a score! And what happened was Lindbergh deflected it away, and it hit LaFontaine and went in.
Well, Tuesday night it was a crazy goal that gave the Islanders that quick 1-0 lead. It is another one here tonight as that shot was deflected, or at least the pass was deflected by Pelle Lindbergh up high from John Tonelli, and it hit LaFontaine in front, as Gene mentioned. But what happens, you try to take that guy out in front of the net. The goalie, when he deflects the puck, will want to get some height on it, so it makes it harder for a player to knock it down and control the puck. But this time it just bounced off LaFontaine, and the Islanders have that 1-0 lead, and it comes at 5:21.
Well, on Thursday night, or Tuesday night, they scored at 5:58. So they did it 37 seconds earlier tonight, and on a play from the similar quarter on a freaky bounce. It came while they were skating for a side. Counter out there. And they're going to give that to LaFontaine. And Tonelli the assist. As up by Tom Courtco over the line. The Islanders are flying, and the Flyers a half step slow. There Courtco all alone in front, shot wide. And now the penalties are over, and Zezel is out of the box. But the Islanders are doing what they did in the second period on Tuesday night. They're chasing the Flyers, and Flyers right now are going to have to get in the game because this is a determined Islander team. LaFontaine, his first goal of the playoffs. Tonelli, the assist, puck in the Flyers zone. Howe pivots away. Tries to get it out. It's blocked. The Islanders in front. Kept away. There's a play at the side. Courtco in front. A shot. And we're going to have a penalty now, and the Flyers are being overwhelmed with a tidal wave. There's a trip going to be called. We'll have an Islander power play coming up. 6:07 gone first period. New York 1 and the Flyers nothing.
Mark Howe tried to clear the puck out of the Flyers zone, and it was knocked down. And the Islanders kept storming. Just came back, and they had that one shot that Lindbergh was able to smother at the side of the net, but in doing so, Howe tripped up Anders Keller, and he'll go off for the first power play opportunity of the night. Will be given to the Islanders. 6:07 the time of Howe's tripping minor.
Flyers have 2 of the game's 3 penalties. Howe's first playoff penalty. The Islanders are 1 for 11 against Philadelphia, and on the playoffs overall, they are 4 for 27. Janssen off to Potvin. Potvin back to Janssen. His shot, that's wide. Way up in the air. It's going to come out in front and thrown into the near side by Marsh. Touched up by Sinisalo. That will be a hand pass.
Good play by Brad Marsh. A lot of times players will try and knock it down with a stick. The easiest thing to do is to knock it down with a hand and use it to your advantage. Even if it does go to your player, you'll get a face-off and you can start all over again.
Philadelphia, Crossman, Marsh, Craven. They win the draw. Craven past Bossy. He's got Sinisalo with him, and then curls back to his zone and shoots it down the ice. The Flyers have given up 5 power play goals in 22 shorts, but 3 came in 1 game against the Rangers. The Islanders through. Dwayne Bossy holds straight away, and he tried to find Tonelli at the top of the right circle, but Philadelphia got a piece of that and deflected it to center ice. Sinisalo and Marsh along with Crossman and Craven. The Islanders are wraparound. Tonelli in that far corner along with Brent Sutter. Tries to work it into the corner to Tonelli. He's tied up by Marsh. There's a pass in front. Just tipped away from Bossy, who was by himself. And Craven will come with Marsh on his left, and on the near side, Sinisalo. Drops to Marsh, to Sinisalo. He falls, and the Islanders wanted to turn and start up ice, but Philadelphia quickly gets back. They have Run Sutter out there now. And joined by Prop along with Marsh and Crossman as Janssen penetrates. Man in the slot, top of the right circle. Bossy looks. Straight away in front. Shot. Score! By Brian Trottier.
So to help that power play, the Islanders have jumped out into a 2-0 lead. Trottier on the doorstep with a lead pass across from Bossy. He takes that shot as Brad Marsh goes down trying to block, and Pelle Lindbergh coming across but did not get there in time as Brian Trottier put the Islanders out to a 2-0 lead. It was taken off to the side. Lindbergh coming across. That was Trottier's 4th goal of the playoffs to give the Islanders a 2-0 lead. Time of that goal, 7 minutes and 21 seconds.
Play is on. Tonelli will get his 2nd assist. And Mike Bossy. So the fellas that they've depended upon or needed to score are doing it tonight. As Dwayne Sutter at the flyer line tries to penetrate in Philadelphia, shoots at the center ice. Islanders started out quickly. Well, they have to. They don't get a chance to make any more mistakes. Morrow out on the far side. Brent Sutter's pass blocked by Zezel, but it kicks off the body of Dwayne Sutter to center. Flyers sluggishly play it. They keep it in center ice. Dwayne Sutter has to wait for Bobby Bourne to come out. Drops it back to the near side, and then Bourne on a drop to Trottier. Gets it back to Boudelier. His shot just deflected wide of the short side stuffer. And Dwayne Sutter was cut off nicely by Lindbergh. the Flyers again have to weather the storm as Kerr just drags Trottier down. That could have been a penalty. As the Flyers work it up the middle of the ice, Derek Smith coming along with Zezel, and they drop back now. 11:40 remaining first period. The Islanders out shooting Philadelphia 6-4, and finally getting some success against Lindbergh. Both goals bled in, one on an odd deflection off the goaler, and the other one just got into the short side. As now Nystrom going in there tigerishly. And the Flyers wheel up on the near side and flip it off the glass to center ice as Nystrom took a run at Marsh, and the Flyers working it up the middle. There's Bergen trying to find a man, Sinisalo. It goes back to Marsh. His shot in on the net with a loose stick rolling around in front of the Islander goal. The Flyers make a bad pass, and up comes New York to center ice. Gillies drops to Potvin over the line to Nystrom down that right side. Pivots, waits for the trailer. Now he gives it away, and Bergen with Sinisalo 2-on-1 with just Pierce on back. Bergen there, shot, and he went wide to the long side as the Flyers had a great opportunity to get back. Now LaFontaine with a rebound over the line to Gillies. Drop pass looking for Nystrom. Shovels it to the net. It kicks free and rolls off to the far side as Nystrom was taken down. And right now, Curry Fraser blows no penalties. Back comes Philadelphia. Joe Patterson is shot from the blue line in the zone and off the stick of Rudy into the NC. So the Flyers had their best chance on a 2-on-1, and Bergen chose to shoot with Sinisalo on the right. 9:19 gone first period, 2-0 Islanders.
Flyers have a brand new publication called The Flyer, and it's publishing an all new edition for each playoff series. You can read all about these exciting Flyers as well as the opposition. Also, you can check out the stats and be up on other news around the National Hockey League. So be sure to purchase these Stanley Cup editions the next time you attend a playoff game at the Spectrum. This exciting publication sells for just $2. Todd Bergen had a 2-on-1 situation. He elected to take the shot, and Rudy was able to be well out on the angle, making the easy stick save.
Flyers have Tocchet, Zezel, and Ron Sutter along with Dvorak and Hospodar making their first appearance of the night. And Kortko is out there along with Kerr, centered by Brent Sutter with Jonsson and Dineen. Offensive left circle. Puck drop. Islanders work up. A nice sweep check by Dvorak, but fighting past is Alan Kerr. One Flyer goes down. The Flyers trying to work in the corner, and that was Kerr going down as Tocchet ties up Kortko, and the Islanders are really tigerish right now. Puck behind the Philadelphia net, trying to find in front. Now we're going to have a penalty as Kerr took off the skates on Lindsey Carson, and they're upset here because nothing was called the other way.
Well, also after that penalty was called, Kerr just cross-checked Hospodar in the back, knocking him flying, and as a result, all the players that are on the ice are over against the boards, mingling around. But Kerr's going to pick up a 2-minute minor, and the Flyers will have their first power play opportunity.
2-0 Islanders with 10:20 remaining in the first period.
Well, Alan Kerr picks up 4 minutes. He picked up a 2-minute minor for tripping on Lindsey Carson. And as the puck went along the boards and he was hit by Hospodar, he turned around and cross-checked Eddie Hospodar from behind, and that gave them the other 2 minutes. So the Flyers will have a power play for 4 minutes.
They have a chance now to see if they can't slow down this Islander momentum and get some equilibrium in the game. They dump it back through the Flyers to the Islander line, and now pressure's being put on Crosby by Roger Kortko, who's on with Bourne, Morrow, and Boudelier. Flyers up to Zezel, up the middle. Challenged by Boudelier, tries to go to the near side. He's knocked down, and Morrow ices it. Flyers have a double minor. Kerr with his first penalty minutes of the playoffs. He has 4 now. And the Islanders now have 3 of the game's 5 penalties. New York 1 for 1 on the power play. Philadelphia on the year against the Islanders here are 2 for 14. Now they tip it to the near side on the overall playoffs. Here's a play to the side. A backhand shot. Rudy the save against the prop. Prop behind the net. Works out to the offensive corner. Back to the point to Howe. Howe back to Prop. Along the hash marks. Left circle. Back to Howe. A lot of action in front. Howe with a screen shot. And Rudy grabs about shoulder high for the stoppage. With 3:09 remaining on the double minor to Alan Kerr. Midway through the first period. 2-0 New York.
They're trying to screen Rudy in front. Morrow's out there trying to work and keep Kim Kerr away from the front of the net, but the Howe shot was well up and making it an easy save for Rudy, and the defenseman for the Islanders did a good job of moving out Kerr in front of the net so that their goaltender could see it.
Bob, you just take a second to congratulate an ex-teammate of ours, Jimmy Watson, and his wife Sue. Sue just gave birth to their second child, both boys this afternoon, so we got a few happy faces in Philadelphia. One being Jimmy and Sue Watson. For sure.
All right, Bargain out along with Sinisalo. and Craven. They've got Howe back with Crossman. The Islanders win the draw. Pearson on the near side. He's out there with Potvin. Tries to get it up to Tonelli, who has assisted on both the Islander goals. And the big Canada Cup MVP ices it. And now Keller comes out along with Janssen, who's the second forward. And they have Potvin back with Pearson. Puck through into the zone. Offside Philadelphia. As the Islanders use this through the latter stages of the regular season, using Thomas Janssen, a defenseman, as one of the penalty killers up front.
He has good skating speed, and it also helps out defensively when you have 3 men and the team ever gets inside the zone. But the Islanders are very effective at killing penalties because they put so much pressure in the neutral zone and in the offensive team's defensive zone. So they do not get a chance to come out real cleanly.
Zezel, Kerr, Sinisalo, Crossman, and Howe. And the Islanders have Potvin, Pearson, Janssen, and Keller. They ice it once again. Shots are 6-6. Flyers working past Keller. Howe, it's up the middle to Zezel. He has Kerr on his left, 2 men back. Over the line, Kerr waits too long, or did Zezel get to Kerr? And Keller back checking, picked it off and sent it back the other way. Howe up on the right wing to Zezel, off his skate, and the Islanders shoot it down. Flyers have 2:25 remaining on that double minor. Had they been able to score, if they can score in the first half, they'll have the whole second one to get an equalizer, but so far they haven't had much going on this one. Pass at center ice, taken by Philadelphia and given away to Keller at center ice. Cairns it through to Janssen, and the Flyers really have had little going for them in this period. Now the Islander fans are souped up again because of this fine defense killing a penalty. 2 minutes remaining, so the Islanders kill the first half of the double minor. Up ice, Philadelphia to Kerr at center ice. Bad pass, the Flyers again not alert. Kerr just eased that one over, and Trottier picked it off. He's out with Bossy. And the Flyers are giving... Oh, there's a kick in front. And Lindbergh had to be alert unless the deflection finds Bossy by himself. Kerr over the line. Left wing in. Prop. And Hurdy beats them as the Flyers got the break. They had to prop in on a good pass from Kerr all alone, and Hurdy stoned him. As the Islanders trying to kill at center ice, and they dump it to the Philadelphia line. McCrimmon left side to Dvorak. Dvorak out with Prop, Kerr, and now Bergen will go off. As the Flyers working along the near side. Prop around behind the net. In front. Kerr was there. Tripped up. And the Islanders now trying to turn. Bossy waits, turns once, and ices it. 1:10 remaining on the Islander penalty. The second half of the double minor. And the Flyers have had that one shot on Rudy. And that was the breakaway on the left wing by Prop. Now Zezel up the middle again. Over the line, right side to Prop. Prop is pulled down from behind by Tonelli. The Islanders try to ice it. It's kept in by McCrimmon. In front. Loses it to the near side, and then Prop back to the right side to Sinisalo. In front, it deflects off to Craven. Behind is Zezel. Zezel can't center it. Now picking it up behind is Prop. Prop has Sinisalo right out here in the slot. The pass is deflected. Back to the right point. McCrimmon has it there. Back to Sinisalo. Hash marks right boards. Holds into the slot. Backhand shot. And it was kicked away on the effort by Prop, by Rudy, and then Tonelli iced it. And they'll rise and salute if New York can come off the double minor. Now Mart on the near side. McCrimmon to Ron Sutter with Carson on his left. The Islanders have 3 back. Carson kicks it in deep. Sutter picks it up in the offensive left corner. Tries to get it back to the point. Is tied up. Carson goes into that corner. Double teamed. It kicks back to Marsh. Shot on the net. Knocked down in front was Philadelphia's Pocket as the Flyers battle for it offensive right corner. Kerr will be out in 4 seconds. Now trying to center is Ron Sutter. Out of the penalty box right now comes Alan Kerr. He'll challenge Crossman at the near side. Almost takes the puck away and does shoot it to center ice. And here comes Roger Kortko at the Flyer line. Up the middle, shot. Lindbergh steers it to the near side. Now Tocchet comes to center ice for Philadelphia. So the Islanders have withstood their first test. Two penalty disadvantage. And then Rudy came up big when they allowed Prop to break in from Kerr all alone. We'll have a delay offside. Finally whistled. We get a breather with 5:52 remaining. First period from the Island. New York 2 and the Flyers nothing.
Well, a good opportunity the Flyers had on that power play opportunity was by Brian Prop and a good pass from Tim Kerr, but it really wasn't a easy or a heavy shot for goaltender to save. It was shot right at him with Rudy having the stick on the ice. Prop was trying for the 5-hole, hoping that Rudy would open it up, but he didn't. Relatively easy save.
Big line for Philadelphia in size. Bergen, Brown, and Patterson, and the Islanders counter with Brent Sutter and Bossy with Tonelli. Puck behind the Philadelphia net. Round around the near side to Dave Brown. Brown tries to get it out. The Islanders keep it in. Brown gets his own carom and gets it to Bergen. Back passes on the near side, no one there, and it rolls to the Islander line where Janssen, who's back with Dineen, takes it. Dineen on the right side, rink-wide pass, hits Bergen in the skate, ricochets to the Flyer line, and Marsh, he's up on the left wing, drills it cross-ice off Rudy's stick to the near side of the Islander zone. Two Flyers going in after it, but Dineen wraps it around to Bossy, blocks and rolls it quickly to center ice, looking for Tonelli. Flyers drive it back in. It'll be a delay offside unless the Islanders can bring it out, and they will. And up the ice, they give the puck away, and Philadelphia Crossman just takes it right back, and then it's carried in offside by Brent Sutter as Bossy, looping to come out, didn't get out in time. 5:01 remaining first period. The Islander goals, LaFontaine from Tonelli at 5:21. 2 minutes later at 7:21 on the power play. Trottier is fourth from Tonelli and Bossy.
Here's a special announcement for all Flyer fans. Ticket number 5 should be used for the next home playoff game at the Spectrum. That's number 5 for the next playoff game at the Spectrum.
Derek Smith left, Timmy Kerr right, centered by Craven along with Dvorak and Hospodar. The Islanders have Bourne left, Dwayne Sutter right with Trottier, and they've got Pearson back, who has the puck in his own zone, and Trottier now. Trottier turning will lead the charge. He's got a man on his left. There's Dwayne Sutter. Puck swept off his stick back in the Flyer zone by Dvorak. Misses the check. The puck is up for grabs, and what do we get? A stoppage of play, and Dwayne Sutter, trying to hit Dvorak, crunched himself into the boards and injured himself.
Well, he was taking a run at Miro Dvorak.
He was really going after him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he missed him.
He was thinking body all the way as Dvorak was going back. He knew the check was coming, just moved quickly, and Sutter just missed him, caught him with the stick, and went head first into the boards, and as a result, was the worst for the check as he went down to the ice. The trainer right now for the New York Islanders is out there talking to him and looking at him, but that glass doesn't budge. Did he go in there head first or elbow first or shoulder first?
No, it sure doesn't. Looks like he caught his nose on it as the trainer Craig Smith is out there.
Make your eyes water, wouldn't it? Whew.
Looked like he might have whacked his cheek into there along with the shoulder.
9-7 the shots on goal, Islanders. Flyers have had 2 power play opportunities opposed to 1.
Right, he's skating off under his own power, just a jolt.
He seems to be all right. Again, it was Sutter trying to hit Dvorak, who made a real sharp cut and turn. I don't think he'll be going in as fast the next time. He'll make sure he knows which way that player is going to be going.
Bossy and Bourne centered by Trottier with Pearson and Potvin. Flyers still have Kerr on, along with Craven and Derek Smith at center ice. Puck swept off his stick by veteran Stefan Pearson, who has had an excellent series in a playoff for the Islanders in their struggles. He's set up the middle to Potvin at the Flyer line, tries to work it in along the near boards. Flyers have a bevy of players in a group, but Potvin keeps it in at the point. To Bourne in front, trying to chop at it with Trottier off alone to the side of Lindbergh as the Flyers are having a dig of Bossy in the slot. Can't touch it up because it would have been a hand pass, and then the Flyers fail to get it out. It would have been a hand pass. The Flyers had clear access. The Islanders in front. Bossy goes to the point. Pearson looks, hit the post on the outside to the left of Lindbergh as Murray Craven can't get it out, and the Flyers apparently are really not being able yet to get themselves tuned to the pace of this game. Islanders penetrate. Bossy runs in to Gillies and is taken down. Might have got a stick across the mouth inadvertently. As we have 3:53 remaining first period from the Island. New York 2 and the Flyers nothing. Islanders will go with Nystrom and Gillies centered by LaFontaine against Zezul is out with Prop and Sinisalo, McCrimmon and Howe. The Islanders with Boudelier and Morrow. Puck a wraparound to the point, and the Islanders keep it in. Flyers Howe jams it off the stick to center ice, but Boudelier in command. To Morrow. Morrow pass given away at the Philadelphia line to McCrimmon. He feeds off to the right side. Zezul at center ice. Going to be challenged by LaFontaine. Rink-wide pass going into Sinisalo, offensive left corner. Goes into that corner with Morrow. They tie one another up. LaFontaine in there along with Prop. They jam one. Now the Flyers go in a little deeper. Nystrom along with Howe. The Islanders try to work it out. It deflects off the body of Boudelier to LaFontaine, who got the game going by having a Lindbergh deflection go off his body into the Philadelphia net. Now Gillies will follow a dump into the left wing corner. Centering pass in front. And the Flyers cleared that away. And the outlet up the middle of the ice to Howe against Dineen and Janssen all by himself. So Howe says, I'll wait till I get some reinforcements. Goes left side to Ron Sutter. He's stopped by the checking of LaFontaine. Crosman brings it through at the Islander line with a loose puck at center ice behind Rudy. Pass is blocked. Dineen can't find the handle. Flyers battling for it behind the net. 2 Flyers, 2 Islanders. The defenseman then makes sure to sit on it when he was off balance to get the stoppage of play with 2:45 remaining first period. 2-0 Islanders. Flyer fans, if you've got an offer you can't refuse, you can save $15. That's right, 1-5 on an official Flyers team jersey. You stop it at any Showcase store. Say Gene Hart or Bobby Taylor or Eddie Van Imp sent you. Now, these jerseys regularly sell for $49.95. You can pick one up for just $34.95 during this special playoff offer. There are 8 Showcase stores to serve you, including one at the Roosevelt Mall, Northeast Philadelphia. Flyers have an offensive left circle faceoff. Carson Tocchet and Ron Sutter with Marsh and Crossman. The Islanders have Janssen out with Dineen, and they've got Keller with Trottier and Brent Sutter. Puck at the side of Rudy. And he did a little mushroom farming, going to the knees to scoop the puck under his body. As players from both sides were giving a little whack.
Well, in the first period here, the Islanders have been one step quicker than the Flyers and have been able to jump on the Flyers in their own zone. LaFontaine picking up his first of the playoffs with Tonelli at 5:21. Then right after that, 2 minutes later, Trottier with his 4th gave the Islanders the 2-0 lead they currently enjoy.
Islanders win the draw as they did so successfully most of the time Tuesday. Work up to Janssen, tries to get past Tocchet and does through on the near side, but Keller is bumped off. Puck loose, taken by Trottier into the zone. Works to the far side, fumbles it off the boards. Marsh is in there, but Trottier is into center. Nobody there except Crosman. Works off to the left side on a Karaman. Lindsey Carson will carry it through to center. The Islanders are all over him, and the puck on a dump hits back into the Flyers' end. There goes Alan Kerr trying to chase Philadelphia, and Tocchet is able to tip it to center. Kerr gave the Flyers a little life by picking up a double minor at 9:40, but the Islanders did a nice job of killing that. They work into the zone. Keller up the middle. Pivots. He's got Janssen all alone in front. Comes to the near side. Flyers break that up. And now turning Tocchet into the neutral zone. Gets past to check at center ice. Comes in against Pierce on a rolling puck. And he shoots anyway. It's wide to the right of Rudy. Dug out by Joe Patterson. Around behind the net. Bergen is there. Bumped by Pearson. Fights for the puck. Pearson in with Patterson. Now in goes Porto. Centering play by Philadelphia's Tocchet. Flips up off the stick of Rudy. Comes down to his glove for the stoppage of play. With 1:42 remaining first period. Islanders on top. 2-0.
Rudy's been a big man in the net tonight for the Islanders as the Flyers were jamming around the front of that net. The puck was out there. Janssen was there, but Rudy was quick to make that save, covering up that loose puck that was sitting on his doorstep and hanging on for the face-off. 1:42 remaining here in the first period. Face-off to Rudy's right.
Kerr, Bergen, and Patterson along with Howe and McCrimmon. The Islanders counter with Bossy, Tonelli, and Brent Sutter. Puck offensive left corner. Kerr had his skates pulled out from under him. The puck behind the Islander net, wound up on their left wing side to Tonelli. To the outlets, and here comes Brent Sutter. He's got Bossy with him open on the right. Fumbles the pass, tries to go back to Sutter. And he was just in on the net, but Todd Bergen had enough of him to break up a clean misdirection, and it just went wide as the Flyers try to lift out. It bounces to Brent Sutter and taken by Philadelphia 3-on-2. Bergen coming over the line. He's got Patterson with the puck into the left wing corner, around behind the net, in front. Oh, right there was Kerr, but it hit him in the skate. And the open side of the net was glaring, but he couldn't get a tack going. Now behind the Islander net, Joe Patterson working on it. And it's worked away by Tonelli, offensive right corner. Back around behind the net with a minute remaining in the period. The Flyers dig it out, shoot it to the side of Rudy, pokes it behind. Centering pass in front. Pearson tried to block, but it missed the Flyer, and out to Bossy at center ice. He's got a trailer on the near wing. Brent Sutter will take it into the zone against McCrimmon. Offside, though, on the far boards. I believe it's Tonelli who fell and into the zone and couldn't get out in time. 45 seconds remaining first period. 2-0. If there is a fifth game, it will be played at the Spectrum on Sunday night at 7 on the Radio Network and Prism.
I was saying before the game started that I felt that if the Flyers had a chance to wrap it up here in 4 straight games, they had to stay with the Islanders as far as score is concerned. In the first period, they're behind by 2, 45 seconds remaining. Just prior to that, the Islanders on the attack. Gets a pass across to Sutter, who's going to the net. Bergen's with him. But Bossy still at that, or pardon me, Sutter still at the stick for you to deflect that pass.
Islanders at center ice shoot it in, and again we have an offside, and I believe it was against Trottier. That's at whom the finger of the linesman Ron Finn was pointed.
Both coaches in the first period here have been using all players in quick short line changes, quick short shifts to keep all players into the game and also keep their players fresh.
Right, Ron Sutter, Craven, and Tocchet along with Marsh and Crossman Bourne left. Dwayne Sutter right with Trottier. Morrow back with Boudelier. The Islanders win the draw. Boudelier on the near side fights past the check. Up Tuckett and rolls it in behind Lindbergh from center. Marsh is here, peels off to his left. Looks up on the far boards and gets it out past Dwayne Sutter, but just a break. Now over the line, there goes Philadelphia in the corner, and Craven's weak shot from the left side had nothing going as there was a botched offensive play. Bourne's going to try to fly past Crossman. Works it up the slot on the near side, and it's kicked away from Dwayne Sutter and sent to Ron Sutter at center ice for the Flyers. At the Islander line, works to the near side, looks for some help, has a trailer on the far wing, can't make the play, tied up in there on the near boards. Then in comes Marsh along with Dwayne Sutter. As we come to the end of the third, we got Dwayne Sutter and Marsh.
That actually started down the Flyers zone as both players went up the ice. They went right after one another inside the blue line. This is something that Brad Marsh, by design, would not want to get involved with Sutter because the Flyers are going an awful lot with 4 defensemen. So at the buzzer, both players dropped their gloves, their sticks, and started pushing and shoving and punching. And there will be penalties forthcoming. But again, the Flyers don't want to lose Brad Marsh for 5 minutes, whereas Sutter really is not an important cog in the wheel as Brad Marsh.
All right, all of that is broken down. The shots in the first period, Flyers 10, Islanders 7. We'll have to wait for the penalty total, but the score after 20 minutes of play, New York 2 and the Flyers.
We're back here at the Nassau County Coliseum. 2-0 Islanders lead as we wait the start of the second period. Brad Marsh of the Flyers and Dwayne Sutter of the Islanders will have 5 minutes for fighting to start this period off, as they picked up that fighting major at the 20-minute mark even.
That meant there were 7 first-period penalties for New York. Dwayne Sutter, 47 minutes in the air. Brad Marsh now with 15 as Sutter just coming out of the tunnel way and skating cross ice to the penalty box. Referee is Kerry Frazier. The linesman Ron Finn and Leon Stickle. Flyers will go with Sutter, Carson, and Tocchet. Crimmins and Howe. Islanders will start with their opening of the game unit. LaFontaine credited with the game's first goal on the deflection. He's out with Nystrom and Gillies. Boudelier back with Marr, and the Islanders have the puck. Let's see how the Flyers start this period. Up ice, the puck is kicked loose. Philadelphia will try to get past Boudelier down that right side. Tocchet can only wind it around to the near boards. There was a grab by Nystrom on Carson, the puck behind the Islander net. Ron Sutter looks to Tocchet in front. It's loose, and Rudy just grabbed it about 5 feet in front, sliding there, as Ron Sutter simultaneously took a poke at the loose disc.
And they're still talking with each other, Carson and Morrow especially, but
Well, I think the Islanders had to get back in there quickly, as the Flyers, especially Ronnie Sutter, was going to the goal looking for that loose puck, and the goaltender Rudy had the puck covered up, and all of a sudden Sutter's on his doorstep. He's got 2 or 3 people pushing at him, and actually what they do is they push him over top of the goaltender, and then all the players started to get into the goal crease, pushing and shoving along with the linesman, trying to separate the players. 19 seconds gone here in the second period. The Islanders are leading the Flyers 2-0.
Philadelphia will go with Bergen, Kerr, and Patterson. Crossman back with Hospodar, as Marr still has long way to go on his major for fighting, and it's Brent Sutter out with Tonelli and Bossi. Defensively, Potvin with Pierce on an offensive left circle face-off Philadelphia. Brent Sutter and Todd Bergen. Now Tonelli is stationary, but it is Bossi who anticipates and cuts through. He really had the best opportunity in the first 2 minutes to score when he was alone in front and just tried to guide it through to the open side and hit the post. Islanders win the draw, shoot it to center. Crossman fires it off the far boards, picked up by Potvin and given blue line to Crossman. And then Crossman gives it right back to Pearson at the Islander line. He, in turn, throws it from his side to Crossman of Philadelphia, and they got to play up to Patterson. He was free at the Islander line, but the pass off the skate. Islanders try to clear. It's kept in the corner by Bergen. In front, Curry shot. A rebound, and he missed both. And he had a chance, and back come the Islanders. Bossi with Tonelli on his right, 2-on-2 over the line. Cuts to his right. He's got Potvin right up the middle by himself. Score!
that's the play the Flyers have been able to defense against the first 3 games, but this time they left Potvin all alone. They keep looking for that defenseman to come in late, and the Flyers have been able to check him off, but this time they left Potvin all alone, and he puts the 3rd goal by Pelly Lindbergh. But the Flyers had an opportunity at the other end as Kerr had a couple of smacks at it, but only got one shot off with Rudy making the save. That's when they were able to break away and set up the third goal. 54 seconds into the second period. It's an Islander 3-0 lead.
Bossy, his second assist. That's the one. So the Flyers are back by 3 goals for the first time since March 27th when they lost. There's a steal by Tocchet, and as he goes into the zone, he's tripped up by Johnson, the puck behind the Islander net. Picked up by Carson, left wing corner. Center's in front. Oh, and shot wide by Ron Sutter. Now the Flyers getting the opportunities the Islanders did the other night and not scoring. Coming out in front, Carson, a backhander, and Rudy grabs it and hangs on to the rebound.
You know what had happened? This is when you talk about the change of events. That shot was bounced off an Islander defenseman as well. It appeared that backhand by Lindsey Carson either hit the post and bounced off an Islander in front into Rudy, or else it hit Rudy first, bounced out, and then bounced right back into the goaltender. But the first Islander goal was scored on a bounce off of LaFontaine, but it happened with the Flyers controlling the front of the net, and Carson was able to outmuscle Peter Dineen behind that, or Gordie Dineen rather, behind that net and get the shot away. It had hit Rudy in the stick, bounced off of Johnson and Tocchet, right back into the Islander goaltender.
So the Islanders only have 8 shots. They have 3 goals. They had 27 in the second period alone Tuesday night and only managed 3. So as we mentioned, the Flyers for the first time in 11 games are back by 3. March 27th, Chicago. The final score was 5-3 Chicago, or 5-2 Chicago. Philadelphia, long way to go. They're a competitive team. Prop out along with Sinisalo, Zezel, with Crossman and Dvorak. We still have 3 minutes and 42 seconds to serve on the penalties to Philadelphia's Brad Marsh and Dwayne Sutter of the Island. Puck drop. As out there is Trottier along with Bobby Bourne and Alan Kerr. Defensively, Boudelier and Morrow, and the Flyers have Crossman on with Dvorak. And their line, again, Zezel along with Sinisalo and Prop along the offensive right side. Dug out by Bourne, rolls it to the point. Crossman no shot, so flips it off the glass behind the Islander net. Prop is there, tied up by Boudelier, grabs Prop down, puts the bulldog on him, sits him behind the net, and the referees hold, and eventual wrestlers fall. We have a stoppage with the puck in the offensive left circle face-off for Philadelphia with 1:43 gone, second period, 3-0 New York.
You know, Bob Bourne had talked about the Islanders' play, and he thought that they needed some more quality play out of the big guns, such as Tonelli, Bossy, and Trottier, and even Dennis Potvin, and they're getting it so far in the game tonight. As Trottier and Potvin have scored, and Bossy and Tonelli have picked up 2 assists apiece.
All right, Philadelphia, Craven, along with Joe Patterson and Dave Brown, have got McCrimmon with Howe, and the Islanders outlet quickly. Bossy looks through on the left wing. He's got Trottier coming with Bourne over the line. Drops a pass, flubs it, and the Flyers kick it back. Dave Brown with Patterson 2-on-3. Over the line, offside on his right is Joe Patterson.
You know, it seems when things are going good, they go hand in hand. The Islanders are leading on the scoreboard. They're playing much better here so far in the game. And also, they're much more aggressive as far as their body checking is concerned, especially in the forechecking area, where they're putting a lot of pressure on the Flyers' defense.
Flyers have played a much more physical game in the playoffs since Dave Brown and Joe Patterson have been inserted into the lineup. It started with the 3rd game against the New York Rangers and carried over in the 3 games here against the Islanders.
Bossy on with Kortko and Anders Keller as the Flyers counter with Craven, Joe Patterson, and Dave Brown. And with the 2 big guys out there, you can see Al Arbor trying to counter with speed and scoring with Keller and Bossy. Offensive right corner. There goes Gordie Dineen tying up his man, but out of that corner comes Craven. He's tied up this time by Kortko, who falls, shovels it back, but McCrimmon is there to drive it in on the net. Prudy an easy save from that distance with no screen. And then Bossy with a loose puck crosses it to his left side, and out comes Thomas Johnson at center ice along with Keller and Kortko. They crisscross, right up front, and a little shovel shot in. Not much on it. Lindbergh hangs on for the stoppage of play. 2:36 gone, second period, 3-0 Islanders. Islanders will pick up an offensive right circle face-off. Nystrom and Gilly centered by LaFontaine with Dineen and Johnson. Flyers have Bergen out. Puck at the circle, back to Dineen. Shot, save, and it's steered off to the right of Lindbergh by Crosman. and it kicks out to Bergen, who'll come through at center ice. He's got Kerr with him. Tries a shot from the blue line. It's deflected behind the net off Dineen's skate. The Islanders curled to Gillies on the far side. He stripped. Then Kerr angles one toward the net to the near boards on the carom to Dvorak. Centers in front. The Flyers had Derek Smith all alone. Couldn't find him with a pass. Then they throw it in front again, and Johnson will take off with Gillies 2-on-2. Now the trailer is Dineen. He's got a stride on Kerr. Dineen up the middle. And the pass comes right into the slot, and Dvorak was there to break it up. An outlet through to Derek Smith at center ice. Cut off nicely by the back checking of Thomas Johnson. Now Gillies is stripped to the puck at center ice by Kerr. Kerr goes back to his defensive zone. The crossman up on the left side, Dvorak. Rink wide pass, and they've got Kerr breaking down past Johnson. Angle shot. Oh, and a good skate save by Rudy as Timmy Kerr had that one measured. Then on the near side, there's a standoff and a board check. Dineen against Philadelphia's Derek Smith. There's Bob Bourne in his own left wing corner with the loose puck. Behind the net, and Johnson will come out to the right. Looks to play it up at center ice and ices it. Foot race, McCrimmon will beat LaFontaine and will have an icing call with 3:48 gone into the second period. Potvins, the only goal here in the second, and the Islanders up their lead 3-0.
Well, the 4 Stanley Cup banners hang from the rafters here at the Coliseum, along with their division championship flags, and they've had an impressive record ever since they've come into the league, and probably one of the best franchises in all of sport, coming and getting the top of the ladder in their sport in such a short time.
Right, they have Bourne out with Trottier and Ellen Kerr, Boutelier and Morrow. The Flyers, Carson Tocchet and Ron Sutter with McCrimmon and Howe. Dwayne Sutter of the Islanders, Philadelphia's Brad Marsh. 1:12 remaining on their majors for fighting. Puck drop, shovel back to Howe, but gets a little impedance there from Lindsey Carson, but the Flyers still dig it out left wing corner. Trottier bangs Ron Sutter. They jab at one another, and Trottier comes out of that corner with the puck and slides it all the way down the ice, and it'll go right in on Lindbergh, with the trailing official Stickle having his hand up, saying if it hadn't hit the goaler, it would have been an icing. Now through at center ice. Lindsey Carson can't get past Morrow. The puck kicks into the New York zone. In his own left corner, it is Boutelier on the near side, firing it off Alan Kerr's stick to center ice. Flyers drive it right back in, and that'll be an icing as it came from the Flyers side of the red line. Morrow there to touch up. 4:24 gone, second period. 3-0 Islanders.
Flyers Hall of Fame goalie Bernie Parent will be appearing at the Showcase store at the Fairgrounds Mall in Reading this Saturday at 1 p.m. That's this Saturday at 1 p.m. Bernie Parent at the Showcase store in the Fairgrounds Mall in Reading.
Brent Sutter with Bossy on the right, Tonelli on the left, Potvin and Pearson. Flyers go Crossman and Dvorak, and they have Zezelon along with Propp and Sinicello. Defensive left circle, Philadelphia. Now Ron Finn says, let's get the sticks down. Finn and Stickle, the linesman. The referee, Kerry Frazier, hasn't had much to do in this period. There's a steal by Tonelli, but lost the shot, and then Crossman unthinkingly just pokes it all the way down. We'll have another icing as Stefan Pearson of the Islanders first in to touch.
One thing Philadelphia is doing better in this second period is they're jumping on the puck a little sooner in the Islanders zone. They're starting to forecheck a little bit more and going to the loose pucks. And rather than waiting for things to happen, you have to create the action out there.
You know, Bob, you don't care who the defenseman is. If you've got a forechecker breathing down your neck, you know he's going to take you to the boards. If you move that puck a little quicker, you don't have the time to look and make that pretty play, and as a result, you turn the puck over, you make mistakes, and that's exactly what the Flyers were doing here in their first 3 games against the Islanders, and have not had the opportunity to do it as much or as well.
No personnel changes, same units out there again. A defensive left circle again. The Islanders, Pearson closes right in. Pull it. Where's the puck? As Lindbergh was almost out to the inner arc of his own left circle, smothered it, and fell back on his haunches.
He talked about having a lot of time to tee that puck up. Well, holy man, on that play, Pearson had plenty of time.
You watch, it's an interesting play. Mike Bossy just moved from the right wing boards all the way around to the front of the net, and Hal chased him right after all the way, which enabled Pearson to get that time. What happens usually is that winger who's along the boards will probably go out and check that point man, but this time they had Tonelli had Propp all tied up, couldn't get through it, but the shot was grabbed by Pelle Lindbergh through a screen.
Now they've got Kerr along with Tonelli and Brent Sutter, Potvin and Pearson and Ron Sutter out for Philadelphia. The Flyers win this draw. Tocchet boxed up in the corner, tries to go to the blue line. Flyers poke at it once, twice, and finally it slides up through to Tocchet on the right wing at center. Gets Pearson, 60-footer. Eaten up, Rudy, no rebound. Flyers overskate. It's taken behind. Ron Sutter in front, shot wide. Oh, my. Lindsey Carson had the Flyers on the board and missed, and we're going to have an interference call against Potvin for taking down Tocchet. Flyers' second power play of the game coming up. 4:59 gone second period. They trail 3-0.
Well, it happened behind the net as Tocchet was racing in with Dennis Potvin. They took him down, but the interference occurred after the run center had picked up the puck, and they was trying to make a play in front to Lindsey Carson. Potvin did not allow Tocchet to get back into the play.
Lindsey Carson had a golden opportunity seconds before. Now there's Sinisalo pulled down from behind, and the Islanders are able to shoot it up ice. Islanders now have 5 of the game's 8 penalties. Potvin 6 minutes on the playoff year. Philadelphia 2 for 16 on the playoff series against the Island. They are 7 for 32 overall. Born out up front with Roger Kortko, Morrow back with Boudelier, and the Flyers have Howe on with Zezel, Kerr, Sinisalo, and Crosman. They work to Kerr on the near side. He can't handle it. And the Islanders shoot it down. Islanders up. There's almost a giveaway by Crosman, who gets a reverse pass on the far side from Howe. Will start through at center to Zezel. Flyers got to start trying to test the goaltender and putting heat on. They're getting sporadic opportunities, but not enough to really singe New York. Then Howe tries to scramble for it, and the Flyers, as we see occasionally in the waning weeks of the season, struggling to try to get something going and fighting to get their game on. They dump it in near side. Howell's pivot in the corner, falls, gets up, has Kerr behind the net. Taken off by the Islanders, wound around to Kortko from Boudelier. In fact, it might have gone all the way around to Crosman at the point, but it was slowed down by Kerr. That allowed the Islanders to pick it up. Flyers drive it in. Kerr tries to run over Morrow. They battle for it, and Kortko comes out with it. Gives it away to Dvorak at the point. To Kerr. Kerr back to Dvorak. Dvorak looking. 32 seconds on the advantage. Cuts up the middle. Now challenge. Almost lost the puck, and he does. Now he holds up Keller, who had a chance to make a break. Feeds through to Kortko at the Flyer line. And Keller almost had a breakaway as they dropped, with Dvorak mishandling the puck a couple of times and almost was beaten up ice. Now with 13 seconds on the advantage, Flyers have again given the Islander fans cause to cheer, as they apparently are on their way to killing the Flyers' third power play opportunity. Rudy behind the net sets it up, and the penalty is over. Puck to Dvorak, given away, and out comes Trottier now, with Potvin out of the penalty box. Fouls the roll at far side. Here comes Bergen back, and he just lifts it in as the Flyers peel off. Down goes Tocchet as he tripped over Morrow's stick, and then he gave Morrow a jab as he went by. The Islanders clear to center. Into the zone along the near side. Carson has it. Angle shot off the far glass, well wide of Rudy. And it's Potvin leading the charge up past the stick check through to Keller at center ice. He's bumped from behind, but fights through 3 Flyers and then coughs it up to Ron Sutter, coming back against Morrow and Boudelier 1-0, or 1-3. Finally, it's taken away by Potvin through, and he's got Tonelli offside from the Islander zone across the center ice red line. That's a 2-liner. So the penalty box is empty. 7:37 gone, second period, 3-0 Island.
We have a score in Minnesota. The Chicago Blackhawks have gotten another goal from Olczyk, and it's now 3-2 Chicago over Minnesota in the first period. Flyers are waiting for things to happen on their power play rather than creating them, like we talked about in their regular play throughout the whole 20 minutes. Tonelli, who was coming off the bench, just caught that 2-line pass, but he knew himself he was 2 lines away from the play.
Patterson, Craven, and Dave Brown was playing right side with Crossman and Marr. And it is Dineen with Johnson, and up front they have Bossy with Tonelli now with the puck. And Brent Sutter picking up the wing, and here comes Johnson over the line. Shot wide of goaltender Lindbergh, and Bossy tries to make the play. And the Flyers try to kick it out on the near side and do, but New York in possession. Brent Sutter back to his defensive pairing. Johnson with the puck along his left board to the right boards, and up comes Dineen unchallenged to center ice. Through to Tonelli, will go against Marsh, cuts to the middle of the ice, drops a pass for Brent Sutter. There's a collision, and back comes Philadelphia's Joe Patterson. 2-on-3 as the Islanders making no mistakes now. Patterson tries to fight past Dineen's check. Brown in the corner, gets it back to the point. Flyers with a shot on the net, blocked off. Craven gets up as he had his stick held, but can only throw it loosely into the near side where Bossy gathers it. Bossy trying to get past Patterson up on the far side, and Johnson leads the charge with Tonelli on his right, Brent Sutter on his left. Pass to Brent, in around behind the net. He's got Tonelli in front. There's a play by Crossman, refusing to allow Brent Sutter to make a play from behind the net. In there as well, Marsh with Tonelli. The four of them evenly divided between the two teams, get a standoff. Now Patterson tries to come in, and Kerry Fraser making them play the puck. It's a great rugby scrum. Now it comes out in front. Flyers can't find the handle. Tonelli digs it out to the point. Pearson looks, man in front, score!
Picks up his fifth of the playoffs, but his first against the Flyers on a nice pass by Persson, and they do this so often and so well. Bossy getting over to the wrong wing, his opposite wing, and it just one times that shot. And it's a 4-0 Islander lead now, and they've had a very few shots, only 12, but they've been able to put home power behind Pelle Lindbergh. This goal comes at 8:53 of this second period. 4-0 Islanders lead. Tonelli picks up another assist, and we're having a goaltending change. Bobby Brose is now going in goal for Philadelphia as Lindbergh is being taken out by Mike Keenan. So Bossy's fifth from Persson and Tonelli at 8:53 has built a 4-0 lead for New York with 11:07 remaining in this second period. This is Froze's first appearance in postseason play this year.
I'd have to be thinking, Bobby, that Coach Keenan would get Lindbergh out of there. He's played all 6 playoff games. He's played extremely well. He's given up 4, and a lot of them to be Islanders were right on the doorstep, and also by putting Bobby Froze in here right now, he can rest Lindbergh, give Froze some playing time to get him ready in case he so chooses to go with him.
There was some thought that with Lindbergh in such a tough effort on Tuesday and the Flyers up 3, to go with Froze tonight and give Lindbergh that extra 3 days rest.
Well, he had a couple of crazy bounces for the first 2 goals, LaFontaine and Trottier. Then Potvin blasted one that hit both posts before it went in, and then Bossy's clear shot really hasn't given Lindbergh much opportunity.
Flyers, the last time they were this far back, they have to go all the way back to February 28th in Boston when they were eventually beaten by the Bruins 6-1. Well, the Islanders, again, 27 shots in the second period alone Tuesday, 3 goals. Tonight they've had 12 all told through 28 minutes and 53 seconds of play and have scored 4 times and hit 2 posts. Puck through, but after those titanic battles with the Rangers and working up and winning the big game here, Flyers obviously have come up very short mentally, and the Islanders have to come up big, and they did. Back comes Gillies into the zone, tries to get past the hip check of McCrimmon, does, with a loose puck dug out by Mark Howe. Howe up through at center ice, rink wide pass into the zone, pass, Johnson goes, Philadelphia's Tocchet in front, and it was just shoveled over the backside of the net by Ron Sutter. Flyers have not lacked chances as LaFontaine now is sent away at center. He's got Janssen on the near side, tries to get past McCrimmon, and is just taken down heavily, but Nystrom follows it up behind the Philadelphia net. He looks to center, blocked off nicely by Philadelphia's Ron Sutter, and Howe will lead the charge up the middle of the ice. 80-footer in on Rudy, wide to his right, ricochets out to the far side, to the left circle of the Islander, where it's played to Nystrom by Boudelier. 4-0 New York, as they finally vented their frustration by beating Lindbergh. Born into the zone, pivots, can't find the handle. Taken off by Hospodar, he falls. Puck dug out by the Islanders to the near side. They try to find Morrow. It comes back, and picking it off was Philadelphia, and Carson sent it up ice. Bergen now on along with Kerr, and Derek Smith as Dwayne Sutter flying over the line. For the Islanders, in against Dvorak, around behind the Philadelphia net. It's wheeled out to the far side. Kerr falls. Boudelier has a point shot, directed wide of the net from the left side by Bobby Bourne, and Philadelphia again with a rebound up through at center ice. And the Islanders shoot it into the neutral zone. Flyers, Dvorak has to wait, cuts inside as Bergen came out of the zone, then can't follow up the play, and the Islanders tuck at the center. 9:19 remaining. We're just a shade past the halfway point of regulation. The Islanders have come out. 2 goals in each period, lead 4-0. Bergen into the right wing corner. Goes around behind the net against Potvin, is tied up. Derek Smith comes near side. Stuffer, what a save. Rebound, score! Derek Smith. And for the Big D, that's his first ever playoff goal.
Well, that goal by Derek Smith is a little bit reminiscent of the prior 3 games where the Flyers were able to get their own rebounds. And Kenny Morrow was standing right beside him, and he was jamming away. Kenny Morrow did absolutely nothing, and as a result, when the rebound was there, he had a second chance to bang at it, and Derek Smith beat the goaltender, Rudy, who was down the ice, coming around from behind, takes that first shot. Timmy Kerr's right there. There's no one going after him. There's the second shot with Morrow right next to him, but not able to do anything. By that time, the puck was in net, so the Flyers have picked up their first goal.
Scored by number 24, Derek Smith.
Ralph Smith gets the Flyers on the board.
19, Todd Bergen.
And Bergen the assist.
Number 9, Miro Dvorak.
Miro Dvorak.
The time of the goal was 10:57.
Flyers shovel it to center ice on the ensuing faceoff. Joe Patterson threw against Johnson. He stopped. And Potvin will take it away. Wheel it to the near side. Flyers deflect. Pearson takes down Patterson. Potvin will wheel it up on the far side. Kicks off Keller. Flyers trying to maintain in the zone. In there is Kortko. In there comes Patterson, who knocks Kortko down. Keller digging at it. All this action along the Flyers' offensive right board. Finally, McCrimmon pokes it deep, but Potvin is there, wheeling it around to his own right wing corner for Pearson. Up the middle, and the Islanders break 3-on-2. Kortko, he's got Keller with him, and Alan Kerr on the near side, but passes behind Kerr. He stopped. Howe fails to get it out. Keller from the right board, shot. Kick save by goaltender Froze, and that's his first stoppage of the game. Gets him in it. Kortko in the right corner, back to Pearson, but it splits him and comes back all the way down the ice into the Islander zone. We're 8:05 remaining in the second period. 4-1 New York. Puck at center ice. Kortko tries to hit Kerr, and Kerr's shot goes about 100 feet in the air and lands up into the end seats. 7:59 remaining second period from the Island. New York 4, the Flyers 1. Might point out that goal by Mike Bossy was a hallmark, landmark effort in his career. It ties him the all-time record for playoff goals in a career with Maurice Richard at 82. And I'm sure before he quits, he'll get number 83. Play on as Prop is out, along with Craven and Brown. The puck dumped deep in the Islander zone. If Craven touches it, he'll be offside. That's what the call is. We'll be on the air if there is a 5th game at 7 o'clock on Sunday night from the Spectrum on the Radio Network and Prism.
Murray Craven, with that good speed, was able to get there before Johnson, but the puck was lifted up from behind the Flyers' blue line. It looked like it might have been an icing call, but it deflected off an Islander player, and I wondered if that's not should take away the 2-line pass as well.
I agree.
That goal by Derek Smith provides another case of Drake's Cakes and $100 to the Flyer Wives Fight for Lives Leukemia Research Fund. Play at center ice. Taken by the Island, lifting it on the near side. Bossy tried to find Brent Sutter. Blocked. Goes cross ice. Janssen has it tapped back to him by Tonelli for Islander control. Back the other way. Marsh there battles for it with Brent Sutter. Tonelli takes it in. He's got Bossy open in front. There he is, and the pass was about shinbone high, and no way for number 22 to make the play. The Flyers come back. Craven tries to go in. It hits Deneen in the shinbone, and the Islanders have that same 2-on-1. This time Bossy to Tonelli in front. Shot. Oh! And it was deflected, and Froze going up to his left where it came, then had to go back to his right with the skate to keep it away. Pop back for Philadelphia. Drops it up the slot to Dave Brown. His shot. That's broken down. The Islanders trying to find the handle. Prop in front shovels at it, but they weren't able to get the clean shot, and New York bounces at the center. There goes LaFontaine after it. He's going to beat Brad Marsh. Goes around behind the net. Bossy there. What a crunching check by Hospodar on LaFontaine. And the Flyers ice it, and we'll get
a beauty.
Routine stoppage of play on that.
LaFontaine, I don't think he even knew what hit him. He didn't even know what player was there. He was coming around the net with his head down.
6:31 remaining second period from the Island. New York leading 4-1.
Well, Brian Propp tried to set up a 3-on-1-2 situation with Brown, but Tonelli, making a diving second effort, was able to knock the puck off of Brown before he could get that shot away. Big defensive play by John Tonelli.
6:31 remaining second period. Islander goal scorers: LaFontaine, Potvin, Bossy, and Trottier, the latter on the power play. and Derek Smith for Philadelphia. But that came after the Islanders had built that 4-zip edge. LaFontaine, who survived that check by Eddie Hospodar, loses the draw. And Fast Eddie is able to drive it to center as he's on with Dvorak. And up front, they've got Carson with Tocchet and Ron Sutter. Flyers can't penetrate. Ron Sutter is double-teamed at center ice by Nystrom and LaFontaine. Now they go into Zezel to Tocchet, offensive corner in front. And it's picked off from Carson, and the Islanders, then Nystrom shoots it to center ice. Flyers, Ron Sutter turning. Now the Islanders may be making a mistake as they're allowing the Flyers to come to them. There's a break. LaFontaine and through to Nystrom over the line. He can't handle it, and the Flyers dribble it up on the right side, and here comes Ron Sutter. Left winging Derek Smith. As the puck bounces, clubs the shot. It rolls behind Rudy. Started to dump one way. Oh, and he shovels it right back to Tocchet. In front. Unable to find the handle. The Islanders give it away to Hospodar. Shot! Oh, and they almost got it through. Save made as Tocchet was screening. Gets it behind the net to Tocchet to the near side. Derek Smith is there. Dvorak fans. And the Islanders, Nystrom comes with Gillies 2-on-1. Dvorak trying to get back and slows down Nystrom down that left wing side as Hospodar takes the puck in his own right wing corner. Tied up by two Islanders. We get a stoppage of play as the Flyers came close to cutting that lead. Islander lead to 2 with 5:20 remaining second period. 4-1 New York.
The score. Flyers trailing the Islanders with 5:20 remaining, but the Flyers had an excellent opportunity. Bobby Nystrom got back and made a super defensive play on Dvorak, lifting his stick before the Flyer defenseman could get a shot away, and it appeared that he had Rudy hung out to dry.
Kortko out along with Keller and Alan Kerr, along with Potvin and Pearson, and the Flyers counter with Craven, Kerr, and Derek Smith. But there's Kortko up the middle, going on a backhander, trying to feed it in front. He's bumped out behind by Howe. Puck along the Flyers' defensive right side. There's Keller, but he's checked off. It goes to Potvin at the point. He drives one on a slapper right in on about chest high on Rose, who now has faced just 2 shots since coming in at the 8:53 mark of this second period.
How difficult is that for a goaltender to come in, especially in the playoffs?
Oh, mentally is the thing you have to be worried about, because even though you're sharp and your nerves are on edge, it's still not the same as if you know you're going to start and you know you're going to play. You're still a little bit relaxed, and you got to get yourself in a strong mental frame of mind, and it's so important when you have that first shot or first 2 shots that you get to handle the puck. That first shot on Froze was that deflected slow dribbler that he made a big move to get back to make a save.
Marchand with Crossman, and it is Zezel, Joe Patterson, and Sindasala, the Islanders. Kortko, Alan Kerr, and Keller with Pearson and Potvin. Potvin at the point, goes in past Keller around behind the Philadelphia net. Froze sets it up for Crossman, up on the far side, and Patterson gets it off the stick of center ice, but cannot control, and Pearson puts it up the middle. Stolen by Zezel, cannot get in. As Patterson in the first play, it's looped in deep and was not out of the zone yet. Now it's center ice. Sindasalo steals. Islanders close off center, so Crossman turns. Has to drive in, and Rudy will set it up. Patterson going in on the near side. Pearson goes to lift it out, and Keller taps up the middle at Roger Kortko. Alan Kern is right. In shot off the stick of Marsh up into the end seats. That one driven from the boards at the top of the offensive right circle. 4:21 remaining second period. Shots in this period, the Flyers 7, the Islanders 7. The penalties in the game, 5-3 New York, with only 1 to Potvin coming in this period.
Alan Kerr, no relation to Tim Kerr at all. He's from the west. Tim Kerr's from the east. Hazelton, BC. Isn't that where Jimmy or Joe Watson had their honeymoon?
That's where the all people from Smithers honeymoon in Hazelton.
I'll give you a bit of trivia note. He is, though, the second cousin, a member of Rich Kerr.
Right.
Played with Chicago, Atlanta a little bit. I know I'm thinking of another guy. All right. Kerr all by himself at center as the Flyers win the draw. Just tucks it into the offensive left corner. Morrow is in there first. Peels past Prop and sends it up the middle of Trottier with Dane Sutter on his right, Bourne on his left. Trottier tries to go in. Play broken up. And at center ice, Trottier now gets it back to Boudeliers, out with Morrow. They drill it up the Bourne, turns in his own end. Drops a pass off. Craven takes it. Tried to find Kerr in the slot. The Islanders steal it off. And Trottier through to Dwayne Sutter, one-on-one against Dvorak. Now they pick up puck. The Trottier's in front. There's a play. They scramble. And it kicks in front, and there is Froze. just stocking the skates against the right post as he fell like a redwood to his left in order not to kick the puck in himself, and then was able to shovel it under his body for the stoppage.
That's where it's important for the Flyers defensemen to get in there and really help their goaltender to keep the Islanders away from him. Don't let him jam at your goaltender when he's either against that goal pipe or he's down covering up that loose puck. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here. In the second period, the Islanders lead the Flyers 4-1.
Philadelphia.
The Islanders aggressive in the Flyers zone. We're able to get that puck out along the boards. Sutter just gets it out there, and Trottier running the doorstep, poking away at it as the goaltender, Bobby Froese, makes that save. And Timmy Kerr was back there, along with Dvorak, moving him out.
LaFontaine with Gillies at Nystrom, Deneen with Johnson. The Flyers, Carson Tocchet and Ron Sutter, along with Howe and McCrimmon. They work along their right side, scramble for the puck. 4 players evenly divided, but Nystrom digs it out, tries to go to the point through traffic, deflects off a stick into the neutral zone. Johnson waits for his line to clear, wraps it down the right boards. We're going to have a penalty, and it's going to be against the Flyers. It's going to be a hook, I believe, against Lindsey Carson or Rick Tocchet. All right, we have 3:23 remaining second period. Islander power play coming up. They lead it 4-1.
Ron Sutter picked up a 2-minute minor for hooking. Time of that penalty is 13 minutes and 16 minutes and 37 seconds. It'll be the Islanders' second power play opportunity of the game.
They're 1 for 1 tonight, 2 for 12 against Philadelphia, and just 5 for 28 on the playoff year. Brent Sutter, Bossy, there's Johnson up the middle. No screen, so goes to Potvin, still no screen. Back to Johnson, now he's got Tonelli in front. His shot went way wide on the deflection to the near boards. Dug out by Brent Sutter as the Flyers have Zezel out, along with Propp, Crosman, and Marsh. Tonelli out of that right corner in front. Shot deflected behind. Propp will dig it out along his own right circle and should be able to skim it all the way down. Rudy blocks, and back in pursuit is Johnson, who's back there with Potvin. And again, Brent Sutter up front. There's a giveaway. Flyers trying to come in front. No shot. Zezel is there. Bumped off nicely by Johnson. And then Rudy helped his own cause by tapping it away. And here comes Bossy. As Johnson stayed on Zezel, the Islanders coming over the line. Bossy top of the right circle. Crosses in front. Shot. That's off the stick of Crosman. Bounces behind the net. That shot was generated by Brent Sutter, as the Flyers appeared to be vulnerable from the top of the left circle. Potvin is no screen, doesn't shoot. Blocked by Propp, but the Islanders get it back. Tonelli to Potvin. His shot off the body of Zezel from about 50 feet straight away, up into the end seats, and the face-off will come about 10 feet inside the Flyer blue line between the circles with a minute remaining on the Ron Sutter penalty. Sutter with 10 minutes on the playoff year, and the Flyers now with 4 of the game's 9 penalties.
Flyers shorthanded, and the Islanders on the power play aggressively along the boards. Tonelli gets it back to the point. Potvin just holds on and gets it back over to Tonelli. He's looking for Potvin right up the slot, and as he does, there's Potvin, but also Peter Zezel was out, anticipating the play, going down the ice to block that shot, deflecting the puck up into the stands. So with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining, the Islanders got another minute left on their power play opportunity.
Trottier Bourne and Dwayne Sutter along with Pearson, and now Boudelier is a big shooter. 2:20 remaining in the period, a minute remaining on the Islander power play. Flyers have Craven out with Sinisalo and McCrimmon with Howe. Stefan Pearson down that left side. He's got a man in. That's Trottier, tries to put it up the slot, and McCrimmon falls and conveniently falls on the puck. On Saturday morning, September 28th, the Flyers and New York Rangers will play a preseason game at the Spectrum. Now, the game is going to be followed by a clinic and an autograph session with all the players. Now, that's next September, not last September. This will be a great opportunity for youth hockey of all sorts to attend the game and to learn how to play hockey and to meet the players. If you'd like to make arrangements for your youth organization to attend, that's next September 28th. Call the Flyers at 215 area code 465-4500 to arrange for discounted tickets. That's 215-465-4500. Flyers will have a defensive right circle face-off. 41 seconds remaining on the Ron Sutter penalty. Howe will take it as he's on with McCrimmon, Craven, and Sinisalo. The Islanders have Bossy, who has the puck from Trottier, and Pearson at the point with Boudelier. The other man in front is Bobby Bourne. They go back. Boudelier at the point. Tries to get it into Bossy. Right circle. He's there. Looks. Shot wide, and really set up well, as all Froese could do was stand there and wonder from which side that shot was going to come. And we're going to get a high stick violation and penalties called against Bourne, I believe, and someone else of the Islanders or of the Flyers. Bourne's going in, and I think it might be Murray Craven. Or just Bob Bourne.
Bob Bourne's in there. He picked up a 2-minute minor for high sticking.
All right, we have 1:45 remaining second period. Islanders 4 and the Flyers 1.
Number 2 for high sticking.
Well, Mark Howe of the Flyers and also Bobby Bourne of the Islanders both picked up 2-minute minors at 18:15 here of the second period for high sticking.
Now, since the Flyers are already a man short, they'll skate no further men short on the ice. Bourne and Howe will not be able to, unlike normal minor penalties, will not be able to come out on the ice until the first stoppage of play after their 2 minutes have elapsed. And that will carry at least 15 seconds into the third period. 18:15, which leaves the Islanders with 22 seconds remaining on the power play set up by the Ron Sutter penalty. For Bob Bourne on the playoff year, that gives him penalty minutes 5 and 6. For Mark Howe, both of his playoff penalties have come in this game. He has 4 minutes. Islanders have 6 of the game's 11 penalties. Marsh at center ice as the Flyers win the draw. Zezel gets it back to the Flyer defenseman, and he dumps it in. Bossy at center ice curling, coming along with Clark Gillies, Pearson, and breaking down the left side. Trottier in full blast into the zone, hash marks left circle. Controls, now fights behind the net. Taken off by Crossman, but trying to dig it out and getting it to the point to Boudelier. Is Bossy right side. Return, penalty is over. There's a block, and the Flyers will come. They've got Ron Sutter up there along with Philadelphia's prop over the line. Prop up the middle to Marsh, and then lost the play, shoves it into the near corner, and then Marsh wraps it around to the far side. Crossman will take it back behind the net. Zezel couldn't find it as it hit him in the hip, dropped at his feet. It's in the corner to the left of Kelly Rudy. Now there are the Islanders trying to put, and then it's hand passed up to Clark Gillies, and that's what the call will be, as Boudelier was down on his stomach in the corner and couldn't do much of anything. Penalty is over. 56 seconds remaining in the second period. 4-1 Islanders. They get 2 in the first. LaFontaine and Trottier on the power play in a 2-minute span. Then in the first 8 minutes of the second, Potvin and then Bossy and Mike Keenan used that last goal to give Pelle Lindbergh a rest with a game 4 goals back, and brought in Bob Froese, and he's faced only 3 shots since coming in through 11 minutes or 10 minutes now and 7 seconds of play in this second period. Kerr and Craven with Derek Smith along with Crimmon and Dvorak with Mark Howe in the penalty box, and it's Brent Sutter with Tonelli and Dwayne Sutter with Morrow and Potvin. Face off at the feet, kicked in the side of the net, shoveled off the side, this time by Philadelphia. They come near side, Bergen in front. They shovel it, and the Islanders cut that one down. Now it works behind the net. There is Derek Smith tied up by Morrow. We're going to have a penalty against the Island against Potvin, as he had a bear hold on Timmy Curran with 39 seconds remaining in the second period. Potvin goes off for the second time in this period, and the Flyers will have a power play.
The time of that penalty is 19 minutes and 21 seconds.
Islanders penalty number 5.
But again, the Flyers very aggressive in the Islanders zone, just making them work along the boards, and all of a sudden the puck squirts loose, and Potvin's just all over. He's got a bear hugging Timmy Kerr as he goes around the net. So Potvin picks up that 2-minute minor for holding, so the Flyers will have their 4th power play opportunity of the game.
They're 0 for 3 on the evening. They are just 2 for 17 on the playoffs against the Island. Interesting, they were only 4 for 30 in the regular season. If you add that up quickly, they are 6 for 37. 6 for 47. That's about 1 and 8. Now there is Boudelier getting it back to the point. Crossman knocked it down but couldn't keep it in the zone, and now the Flyers have to try again with 30 seconds left, second period. Pass to the near side, broken down. The Islanders clear to the point. Got in, Trottier digs it out. He's bumped. Now it is Morrow again, drilling it all the way down with 20 seconds remaining second period. The Islanders want to carry that 3-goal lead into the third. Unless the Flyers can come up with a quick blitz in 12 seconds, they'll do just that. McCrimmon at center at the Islander line, rolls it into the offensive right corner. Dug out there by Trottier. Flyers look to center. They won't get it in front in time as we come to the end of the second period, as the Islanders are up their lead by 1. The score, New York 4 and the Philadelphia Flyers 1, as we'll go back to Philadelphia and conclude. and grabbed it then on the deflection with 17 seconds remaining on the Potvin penalty. Early third period, 4-1 New York.
Flyers have not been able to test.
and McCrimmon pushing at each other in the blue line. Both of their sticks up pretty high.
Well, tempers are high, too.
But isn't it amazing how often the tempers involve the Flyer defensemen and not their forwards?
Well, that's something that, you know, if it was the situation was reversed, that's exactly what you would do there. With strategy, if you go after players that are only getting a lot of ice time, but quick deflection, and it just shows you how quick goaltenders can be in their concentration as well on a puck. As the Flyers tried to make that stuffer play work, and a bouncing puck and deflecting up, but Rudy was able to reach back and just grab it and force a face-off.
Talk it on with Bergen and Sinisalo, McCrimmon and Howe. Islanders have Bourne with Trottier, Pearson, and Jonsson. Puck goes back to McCrimmon. He's challenged near side to Sinisalo. There's a shot to the net, and it was directed away by Pearson as they tried to find Cockett. And the Islanders ice it, and that'll do it. As Potvin will come out before the Flyers can get the puck to center ice. Flyers 0 for 4 tonight, 2 for 18 on the playoff series against New York. Puck dumped into the right of Rudy, bounces out. Pearson winds it around behind. Bad pass to the near side. Bergen takes it off, but then Pearson wipes out the error by covering the Flyer forward. Sinisalo behind, can't skate the puck out. Now trying to dig it out is Derek Smith, who has the Flyers one goal, and all we get out of that is a stoppage of play. Penalty box is empty. 1:38 gone. Third period, 4-1 New York.
What's important about the Flyers' power play in order to have success, if you're going to dump that puck in, you've got to have players that are going to be busted going into that corner. Maybe two of them. The first man's going to take the opposing player, the Islander, off the puck, and the second man's going to pick up that loose puck. But you can't dump the puck in the power play unless you're going in to get it, because all the Islanders do is go back and pick it up and dump it all the way back out.
Derek Smith centered by Bergen with McCrimmon and Howe. Tonelli out along with Bossy and Brent Sutter. We have Jonsson with Cordy Dineen. Flyers working back to the point. Off to Howe. He's got a left circle drive. Broken down. The rebound poked behind Rudy. Flyers tried to center it for Derek Smith. Took a whack at it. Missed. McCrimmon from straight away a shot. We're going to have a penalty. And then Bergen all by himself could have shoveled it into the open net. Flyers have the goaler out. And an extra forward on there. Now we get a stoppage of play as Kerr was tackled by Jonsson. They're going to call the trip at 1:57. We'll have another Flyer power play coming up. They trail it 4-1.
Peter Dineen picks up, I should say Gordy Dineen picks up a tripping minor at 1:57. Flyers now have their fifth power play in operation. They're 0 for 4.
Kerr, Craven, and Zezel along with Crossman and Howe. Dennis Potvin, as you might expect, out there along with Trottier and Brent Sutter. Howe gets the puck at the point. He has a screen. Goes instead to Crossman. There's a pass shot. Oh, and Rudy on a good short side blocker with the pad as Kerr got a little poke at it. Kept it away.
Well, Kerr was able to be there and deflect that puck, but Rudy was also standing there anticipating the deflection and was able to make that save. Potvin was there quickly to help his goaltender. The shot was taken. Kerr was right there, redirects it. Potvin's right on his doorstep, pushing Kerr out of the way, allowing goaltender Rudy to make that save and cover up that puck. 1:51 remaining, the Dineen tripping penalty.
The Dineen now 26 penalty minutes on the year playoff. Islanders now have 8 of the game's 13 penalties, and Bobby and Eddie, the Islanders, now have 40 minor penalties in the less than 4 games played. They're picking up an average of 10 a game. Flyers lost it on the draw when it appeared that Prop was there, and the Islanders take it and shoot it down. Now back with Crossman, and up front, Craven with Kerr and Prop with 1:40 left on the penalty to Dineen. Crossman, an offensive left corner dump, deflected to Kerr, who's tied up by Pearson, and then Keller digs it out and lifts a high backhander down the ice. Jonsson, who as a defenseman is one of the 4 checking forwards, along with Anders Keller, breaks up the play as Crossman leads a 3-man rush up the center. Through to Prop over the line. Left circle shot right into the breadbasket of Rudy, who grabs for the stoppage. With 1:16 remaining on the penalty, we've gone through 2:41 of the third period, 4-1 Philadelphia.
There's one in the Exton Square Mall, the Montgomery Mall, and the Court at King of Prussia. In all, there are 8. They're the showcase stores, and they're a great place to purchase apparel, souvenirs, and playoff tickets. So why not visit a showcase store soon? You'll be glad you did.
Offensive left circle face-off Philadelphia. Todd Bergen along with Sinisalo and Puckett. Howe and Crossman, Trottier, Brent Sutter, Morrow, and Boutelier for the Islanders. Leon Sticko, along with Ron Finn, the linesman, the referee, Kerry Fraser. Puck in the corner. Morrow rolls it out to the point. Howe will keep it in along the left side. There's the check in there on the corner. Sinisalo to Crossman. Shot wide. Rebound Bergen. And just as he went to poke it toward Rudy, Rudy was able to deflect it to the near side where the Islanders defense get it in the center ice. 1 minute on the advantage. Howe's going to lead through on the near side. Broken up. Lost puck. Rolls to the line and into center ice. Here come the Islanders. Bourne up through to Kortko from the blue line. And his little shot is trickled wide on the deflection. Then Bourne is taken off by Bergen as Crossman with 40 seconds on the advantage. Up the middle of the ice. Left wing's a pass. Unable to handle it is Howe, and the Islanders get it to center. Flyers wait there. Zezel through. Philadelphia can't go into the zone. Waiting for Howe to come out. Howe now to Sinisalo out there along with Cockett. And we're going to have an icing Philadelphia. No, it's taken off. What happened? Oh, I guess they're going to call that a two-line pass because the icing was waved. And then the Flyers first touched it, but that was a two-liner. 23 seconds remaining on the...
No, it wasn't a two-line pass. It was an icing. They're saying that the Islander Boutelier was able to touch it or at least get a piece of it. Because they shot it from just inside the red line from the Flyers side into the end boards, and they're saying that the Islander player got a piece of it. But the power play has been a big disappointment for Philadelphia in this playoff series. They've only picked up one power play goal, or two rather, and a lot of chances.
This is their 19th.
Amazing. 2 for 19. You know, you got to start making it work.
Well, the Islanders are only 5 for 30. They haven't had a booming playoff. Against Philadelphia, just 2 for 12. Mike Keller out along with Janssen, Pearson, and Potvin, and the Flyers win the draw in their own zone. And Tocchet will come along with Sinisalo and Zezel. Defensively, they've got McCrimmon and Howe. There's a wraparound to the far side. Howe in the point. His quick shot, he had no chance to set it up as wide. Flyers work into the corner. McCrimmon around behind the net. Flyers have a man in front. Zezel can't make the play, nor can Tocchet. And it kicks out through, pass, and McCrimmon to center ice. The penalty is over. Dineen is out, and the Flyers are 0 for 5. And again, given the opportunity to try to cut into that Islander lead, the Flyers have not had an offense tonight. With 5 power play opportunities, they've had just 20 shots on net. Tocchet on the near side is stripped by his number 22 counterpoint. Bossy, as the puck goes to the point. Bossy is skated off, dumped. Philadelphia works into the left wing offensive corner, where the Islanders' Pearson takes it out around a horn to Potvin, to Brent Sutter at center ice, as Ron Sutter was decked by Potvin, and the puck up at center. Pearson at the Flyer line. Check, tries to drive it in. Check, now Bossy is grabbed at center ice, and Pearson will pump back to his own defense partner, Boutelier, as the Islanders get the new line out there. Bossy with Brent Sutter and Tonelli. Puck behind the Flyer net, wheeled up on the far side. Carson can't get it in. Morrow pokes it around behind the net. Bossy back passes, tried to find Tonelli on a nice play. Then Tonelli takes down Marsh, but the Flyers get it up to Ron Sutter. But the Islanders are throwing on a suffocating checking play now and keeping the Flyers from wheeling and dealing with 5 minutes gone in the third period. 4-1 New York. Morrow rushing up at center ice as the Islanders showing some verve, and then Morrow shoots the puck into the Flyer penalty box for the stoppage of play. 5:06 gone. Scoreless third period from the Island. New York leading 4-1. Gene Hart along with Bobby Taylor, Eddie Van Imp at the Nassau County Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Islanders got off early. 2 goals first 7 minutes. And that let the Flyers get close. 4-1 the score, with Pelly Lindbergh retiring after 8 minutes and 53 seconds of play in the second period. Bob Froese has gone so far and has faced only 3 shots in almost a full period of play, but the Islanders don't need any more goals. They have 4. Now Nystrom kicks through. They have a man up the middle, didn't find him. And then when they tried LaFontaine, the pass was blocked off by Dvorak. Flyers try once to get it out, and Dvorak will carry with Kerr and Derek Smith and Hospodar at the Islander line. Offside. Kerr's got an angle on Morrow, then pushed him into the New York end offside.
Well, Clark Gillies was coming back that time with Timmy Kerr and was able to carry him in ahead of the puck, and as a result, the offside was called. A lot of times that's a good defensive play when the defensemen are able to stand up and you got a winger like Timmy Kerr. If you can carry him across that blue line and force the offside, that stops the play, the offensive thrust or momentum as far as the Flyers are concerned.
Zezel, Sinisalo, Craven, along with Dvorak and Hospodar against Dwayne Sutter and Bobby Bourne, centered by Trottier. Again, Pearson and Potvin. Well, they'll get a couple of days rest after this one. The next game, if there is one, Sunday at the Spectrum at 7 o'clock. We'll have it on the radio network and Prism. Dvorak up the middle, flips in on Rudy, steers it off the glass. It ricochets to the Islander defensive left board. Kicks out to the blue line. Hospodar gambles to keep it in, does, but no control from Philadelphia as the Islanders get it up at center. Trottier is going to try to turn into the offensive right corner to Dvorak. Centering pass knocked off by Hospodar, then cleared by the Island from the far boards in on the net. Flyers take it away and Sinisalo up on the near side, but the Flyers offense all night as they come into center has always been 1-on-3 or 2-on-3 as they've never been given an opportunity, with the exception as we look back in the first period with the Islanders leading 2-0. The Flyers got a 2-on-1, sending Bergen in by himself, but he didn't score. And then later on, a 2-on-1 Kerr with Prop, and Prop was beaten by Kelly Rudy, and that's been the sum total of the real Flyer challenge. Flyers trying to work it out. Look out in front. There's Dwayne Sutter. Wonderful save by Bobby Bourne with the right elbow. Hit the throw at the goal post. Oh, didn't get a part of Froze at all?
No.
Okay. As Howes at center ice drives it in off the hip of Clark Gillies behind the New York net with 13:10 left in this third period, and the Flyers not able to get close. First game the Flyers won by 3, the second by 3, and this one is a 3-goal lead by the Islanders, as we've had only one moderate squeaker. That one on Tuesday night with the empty net goal giving the 2-goal margin. Puck at center. Game is being played at a high rate of speed, but without much accomplished by either side. Flyers have 3 shots in the period, and the Islanders have 0, but that's academic as they 4-goal-1. Bobby Bourne penetrating. There goes LaFontaine for the net. Rose steers it to the near side. Gillies digs it out. Look out. Nystrom in front. Going to go right to the net. Around a centering pass, and then LaFontaine was knocked down by Marsh. As Lindsey Carson's pass out the Islander line, broken down nicely by Janssen. Then fed by Bergen from the blue line on the off wing in on net. Rudy the save. Marsh is going in deep. He's cut off by Deneen as Bourne. Nystrom on the far side has a pass deflected at center ice. Marsh back now with Crossman and up ice Kerr. As you can see with the 3-goal margin, the intensity level and the concentration is waning a bit. Marsh over the line, loses the puck, offensive left corner. There's a centering pass as Rudy almost got himself caught out of the net. Recovered, grabbed the puck with 8:08 gone. Scoreless third period from Uniondale, 4-1 Islanders.
(4-1) here with the Islanders leading the Flyers with 11:52 in the third period. Montreal in the third period leads Quebec 3-1. Mario Tremblay getting a third Montreal goal.
Zezel, Prop, and Kerr out with Hospodar and Dvorak. Hospodar at the point. Drives. Oh, it hit the outside of the net as it went from left to right off Kerr and just wide of the post. Islanders Tonelli is bumped in his own left wing boards, and they get it almost up the ice to Bossy, who was hanging at the red line, and Froze is then challenged. Round near side to Hospodar. Hospodar up the middle of the ice. Kerr takes it through to Prop on the off wing into the zone against Potvin. Tries to go in deep around behind the net. Kerr is there. Shovels it out to the blue line. There is Dvorak. Backhander knocked down in front by Potvin. It comes to the near side. He's hooked. And hard in there by Zezel, but we're going to have a penalty against Zezel on that play as Bossy leads the charge up on the right. Pass is blocked off, and I think Zezel is going to go off for the hook. It will come at 8:48. Islander power play coming up. They lead at 4-1.
High sticking is the call on Peter Zezel as he got the stick up very high on Dennis Potvin as they were fighting for the puck. Zezel trying to keep him from getting to it. Penalty comes at 8:48. Islanders on his third power play.
Zezel's second penalty of the night. He has 16 minutes on the playoff year. The Flyers now with 6 of the game's 14 penalties. Islanders 1 for 2 tonight on the power play, and they are 2 for 13 against Philadelphia. And on the playoff year, they are 5 for 30. Janssen back with Boudelier, and up front they have Trottier with Gillies and Dwayne Sutter. But the Flyers pick off an errant pass, shoot it in. Derek Smith is out with Ron Sutter and Hospodar with Brad Marsh. As here comes Boudelier up ice. Ron Sutter knocked down at center. Boudelier over the line. He's got Trottier for the net. Waited too long. Gets it into the right. And there's a man in front. All alone was Gillies. Janssen at the point. Score!
I'll tell you, Johnson hooked down Ron Sutter, pulled him right down to allow Gillies to get that shot away. There was no call, and Ron Sutter was really upset. But it's the second power play goal for the Islanders. as it took them very little time to put that puck there. Pass in front, a net missed by Gillies as he was trying to set up the play. It was Gillies that pulled Ron Sutter down to allow Johnson to get to the puck and beat Bob Froese high on the stick side in the top corner. Well, that's what the Flyers are upset about. Sutter was moving over, and as the puck was coming off the boards, he was hauled right down by Gillies. That's what they're upset about. 5-1 Islanders with 10:37 remaining in this third period.
Wayne Sutter in this is, and Paul Boudelier.
9:23. Ross's first of the playoffs from Wayne Sutter and Boudelier. Our goal at 9:23.
So the Flyers appear now to be heading towards game number 5 at the Spectrum on Sunday as they trail 5-1. And right now, Brad Marsh, the Flyers acting captain, in discussion with Kerry Frazier, probably discussing why no penalty on Clark Gillies, but it's all academic as it's on the board. We have 10:37 left, third period, New York by 4. Remember I mentioned earlier the last time the Flyers got blitzed like this was way back on February 28th at Boston when they lost 6-1. Flyers ice it, and it's going to be a call as Potvin is in to touch up. There was a check by Ron Sutter on Potvin, probably showing his anger as the follow-up to that non-penalty call earlier.
He's upset, you can tell, not only because of that non-call, but also by the score, 5-1. The Flyers have outshot the Islanders, but they have not really had any sustained action on Rudy, have not really tested him that severely as well. But
Sutter really got a chance to wrap Potvin and took him hard into the boards, and the icing call was made, so the faceoff would be taken back in the Flyers zone. But I guess what Ronnie Sutter thought, well, gee whiz, you don't get that many good opportunities to get a shot at a guy like Potvin, so let's not pass it up. Let's make him pay the price. And that's exactly what he did with a good, stiff body check.
You don't see it, though, on an icing call that often.
Well, we're doing a lot of jockeying of lines now as the Flyers brought out Hospodar with Marsh and Derek Smith with Bergen and Kerr. We got Trottier, Dwayne Sutter, and Bourne with Boudelier and Amaro. Maybe the Flyers were due, huh? It's been a long time of just extraordinary excellence.
Well, you know, the one thing is, you got to remember, this is New York Islanders, a very good hockey club.
Flyers went 22-1 in their last 23 games. As up ice, the pass by Kerr misfires from Derek Smith deep in the New York zone, and Morrow's able to drill it to center ice. Unable to touch it was Trottier because of the possible offside, but it's going to wind up on icing anyway as Hospodar gets there first for Philadelphia.
10:09 remains, and Trottier has finally broken loose in this series, getting that goal, the second goal, which right now is standing out to be the winner in that first period. But both the Trottier, Bossy, and Potvin have been really
Held in check.
idle, right, in this playoffs against Philadelphia.
You have to think in a 7-game series that your top gunner is going to break out at least 1 or 2 games. The Flyers have done a very good job of keeping them quiet in the first 3, and I guess tonight is their night.
Right, Brown and Patterson center by Ron Sutter, as maybe they figure the Islanders might want to get a hunk of Ron Sutter. He's given them 2 good bookends. And here comes Morrow out of the Islanders zone. He's got Bourne on his left, drills it into the corner, rebound, and Froese pokes it to the near side, where Hospodar tries to shovel it up and does off the boards to center ice. Morrow quickly back to Dwayne Sutter. Tomorrow, and he loses it, but overskating is Ron Sutter at the Islander line. New York around the horn, and then Bobby Bourne to Trottier will pick it up on that right side against Marsh. Now Murray goes in the corner. Now Hospodar left the slot open. Centering pass off a skate. Bourne in front. Shovels it once, twice. He's knocked down. Now diving is Dwayne Sutter to try to get a piece of it. And falls over Bob Froese, and we'll have to see if Froese was shaken up at all.
I'll tell you, that play by Dwayne Sutter was really I don't know if it was deliberate or not, but goaltender Froese was down, and he just came in from the side. He had no reason to go there, but he went right over top of the goaltender as Marsh was battling Bourne in front of the net. Puck is laying there. Froese is down, and there he comes right over top of the goaltender from behind. And Sutter has a reputation for basically instigating or starting things, and I have to say he's real good at it.
Definitely is at that. Wants to go after that loose puck, you got to go to the net. You have to do things extra things if you want to win. And the funny part about it is the Islanders have only picked up 18 shots in the game so far, and they had so many of them on Tuesday night, and yet they picked up 5 goals on those 18 shots and were held in check by goaltender Lindberg throughout that third game here, first game.
Mike Keenan yelled something, and Kerry Fraser came over and in discussion with the Flyer coach. Perhaps the positioning of a face-off or what. 9:31 remaining, third period, 5-1 New York. Craven, along with Bergen and Tocchet, make that Carson now. And Howe with McCrimmon, and the Flyers come up the center ice. 80-footer on Rudy, off his stick to the glass far side, where Carson tries to drill an angle shot. Not much percentage. Flyers just trying to get a hoper now as they work offensive right corner. 2 Islanders in there, 3 Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers come out with it. Now in front, they try to poke it back, but no play for Tocchet, and out comes LaFontaine one-on-one against McCrimmon. Swings to the right, tries to come in front, is just elbowed off as they both went down in a pile to the goal line left of Froze, and the puck rolled in on the Flyer goaltender for the stoppage.
Anytime you got a one-on-one play as far as a defenseman or the forward's concerned, you got to look at the body. You got to think about playing the man. That's exactly what McCrimmon did. He put LaFontaine to the outside and just got enough of that body to throw him off the puck as the puck went loose towards goaltender Bob Froze. But you got to stand up. You got to let him go to the outside and play that body. And a guy like LaFontaine, you don't want to play the puck. If you do, he's going to dipsy-doodle and get by and beat you.
Shots in this period even at 4. The Islanders have scored on one of those. And we have the circle face-off back to Pearson around behind the Philadelphia net. Bossy is cut off as Froze tries to make the play. Bossy is able to shoot it out to the blue line. Kirk can't do much with it. Rolls back in the Flyer defensive right wing corner. Marsh is in there. Bossy steals. In front. It goes to Potvin, and his shot off the glove of Froze. It might have been wide of the net as the outlet through. Derek Smith at center, who has the Flyer only goal, coming with Kerr. Drops trying to find Bergen. Top of the left circle. He's there. Drive, save, and the rebound. Still up for grabs, and Rudy finally falls flat to his right and hangs on. With 8:30 remaining, third period from the island. Flyers trailing New York 5-1.
Well, Potvin had a pretty good opportunity getting the wrist shot away with the puck going off of Bobby Froze's glove. And we've seen it so often. When the one close call at one end and the Flyers were able to come back right after that with Bergen getting a good shot. And probably the best opportunity the Flyers have had in this third period, but Rudy made the big save, and then as Smith was fighting for the rebound, the Islander defense kept him away, and he was able to jump on it for the face-off.
Play underway as the puck kicks out of a face-off to center ice. Give away by Philadelphia. Zezel then trying to make a play near side as Kerr behind the net to Tonelli. Boom! Buried by Hospodar. Marsh up along the far side. Shovels it halfway looking for Patterson. He runs over Kerr. It's up for grabs in the Philadelphia zone. Here they come, and we're going to get a penalty. A hand pass make that, and the face-off to center ice.
What had happened, the puck had flipped up in the air after Zezel had drilled Kortko, and Hospodar was coming after Tonelli for a body check, and Tonelli didn't like that. He bailed out of the way, and luckily he did, because it would have been the same type that Pat LaFontaine took in that second period. But good call by Kerry Fraser, the referee, on that hand pass. 8:05 remaining, 5-1 Islanders lead. The thing that Tonelli was upset about, he couldn't go anywhere, and he just got out of the way as Hospodar got a piece of him, but not as much as if he had stayed up. He got cut, too.
Philadelphia sees Kortko out there, along with Kerr on the right, Keller on the left. They go Dineen and Jönsson, who had the last Islander goal. Philadelphia's Howe flips it over Rudy's glove. He sets it up behind. Runs Sutter over skates, and Thomas Jönsson leads the charge up through on the right wing at center ice. Pass hits a skate, and Howe gets it up through at center. Then it's crossed near side by Lindsey Carson to McCrimmon into the Islander zone. Johnson cuts off Ron Sutter's pursuit. Dineen behind the net is cut off. Then the centering pass by Tocchet is off the shoulder of Thomas Jönsson, but nobody there for Philadelphia to make a play. The Islanders try to come out of that up. In front it goes to Ron Sutter. Tries to kick it free for a shot. Pulled down, and the puck kicks into the far corner as Sutter peeled Dineen's stick out of his hand, and then he falls in the puck. And we have a stoppage of play. Dineen started to go down in order to fall on the puck, and they claim hook here, and we'll have to see if there was one on maybe a replay.
He's not calling it, but Rudy made that save. Howe had moved in from the point position and made the save. Got a good backhand away, and Rudy kicked it out with his right pad. But I think there's a lot of things being set right now for game number 5. Wouldn't you say, Edward?
I would have to agree. Right now, the Islanders are out in front and in command of this game, and they're working hard. The Flyers are in there and had a good opportunity. The puck went wide of the net, and Howe was after Dineen, just give that one extra little hook as he went to the boards. I think that maybe Mark Howe did help a little bit with that little hook, little gentle nudge.
Montreal has beaten Quebec 3-1 at Le Colisée, so that series is even at 2 going back to Montreal this weekend. Joe Patterson has skated off behind the net. Potvin a wraparound, and Bobby Bourne will bring it to clear. Through to Trottier at center ice, coming at the Flyer line, 80-footer. Throws blocks. Clears it around to the near side for Hospodar, out with Brown. And Zezel and Joe Patterson. Zezel can't control at center. Potvin lifts it back the other way. Marsh cuts it off from Nystrom. Then LaFontaine takes off his man, Zezel. Up the middle, the pass by Nystrom from LaFontaine to Gillies behind the Philadelphia net. Gillies falls, sits on the puck behind the Flyer goal, and then Hospodar lays across Gillies to get a stoppage with 6:43 remaining, third period. 5-1 the Islanders, and again the attendance is a sellout, 16,002.
Well, quickly, Al Arbor has been putting out Nystrom and Gillies anytime that Joe Patterson and Brown has been out there, trying to offset strength with strength. Islanders have done an excellent job of checking here in this third period. They have throughout the whole game, but especially in the third period. It appeared the Flyers were starting to get rolling in the second with their forechecking and much more aggressive play, but the Islanders have shut them down quite well here in the third.
Puck kick behind the Philadelphia net. Wheeled around to the Flyers' defensive right side. McCrimmon gets it up to Kerr, coming with Derek Smith, the Flyer goal scorer in Craven. They roll win in on Rudy, steers back to the point. Howe keeps it in. Offensive corner behind the net, centering right in front to Kerr. And with his back to Kerr, Boudelier didn't see that puck come out in front, and Kerr missed the shot. Now comes Gillies at center for the Islanders at the Flyer line. At the hash marks, around behind the net, tries to put it in front. There it comes in front. There's LaFontaine's shot. As Philadelphia's checker in the slot, Craven at his back to the play. Now we get a stoppage with 6:09 remaining. The outcome no longer in doubt, it appears, and we're just playing away the clock, and everybody will head south for Sunday's game.
Well, they've been able to try and get to the outside, and this time Gillies did get to the outside on McCrimmon, but he kept him well off with his stick. And then again, the slot area, the Islanders used that puck quite well, or that's late man. This time it was LaFontaine. They also like using their defenseman, her moving up late on the play to drop that puck back. So you got a couple of players you have to be very well aware of, especially when the puck gets in deep in your zone.
Court go on, along with Alan Kerr and Anders Keller. Dineen and Johnson. The Flyers go Sutter, along with Carson and Tocchet, Hospodar and Marsh. Defensive circle face-off Philadelphia. Marsh is able to get it out. Off Tocchett's skate to center ice. Goes back to Marsh, but knocked down nicely by Dineen. Flyers wind it behind Rudy. Rudy has been outstanding. He's only given up one tonight. He came in with a 1.84 goals against. If he doesn't give up any more, it'll go down. Now there goes Kortko behind the net. Going in front is Kerr. It slides back to the point. Dineen shot off the side of the net. Throws the save. Another save, and an excellent one against Roger Kortko. And there is Tocchet lifting it into center ice. No possession for the Flyers. Has been thoroughly whipped tonight. And now the Islanders, a meaningless statistic, but nonetheless, for the first time, have taken over the shot leadership, as they've had 9 in this period to Philadelphia's 7. It is 24-23, but where it counts with 5:20 left, the Islanders securely in front, 5-1. Puck deep in the zone, and we're going to have a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be a cross-check against the Islanders, Bobby Nystrom, and it'll come at 14:47. We have a Flyer power play coming up. They trail 5-1.
2 minutes to Bob Nystrom. Cross-checking's the call. 14:47 the time. And the Flyers now on their 6th power play.
Islanders have 9 of the game's 15 penalties. Nystrom 24 minutes on the playoff year. Flyers 0 for 5 tonight, 2 for 19 on the playoffs against the Islanders. To get it to Crosman, over to Howe. He's right in at range. Shot, and Rudy the save. The Bergen knocks it down in front and then shovels it in. to the left of Rudy, and he stamps the big glove down for the stoppage of play.
The Flyers, Bobby, just haven't had that good. There's that rebound opportunity. They've been taking the shots from the point, and then the power play. This is their sixth power play opportunity, and they have not been able to get the rebounds as they have in other games. The shot was taken by Mark Howe. The puck was just kind of laying there to the side, but the Flyers are just not getting to the puck quick enough to be able to do something with it, as the New York Islanders defense has really tightened up in Game 4.
They certainly have. They have allowed that first shot. They let the goalie take the first shot, and they've just taken away everybody who was trying to set up for a rebound. Now, Rudy likes to leave those rebounds laying there, so if the defense doesn't do that, then you get a lot of second and third shots, but he has not had that many tonight.
Play underway. The Islanders get the draw and ice it. 5 minutes left, third period. Islanders picked up 2 within the first 7.5 minutes of the game. LaFontaine on a carom, and then Trottier on the power play, and had it all the way. Now the Flyers go in, and then everything disrupts Zezel. It rolls. He goes in first. The puck goes in after him offside.
Mike Keenan giving that extra added instruction to Peter Zezel. Flyers, you know, are very, very confident in this whole series, and even with this loss, they're still not going to lose that because they're in the driver's seat.
Puck in along the right side. Big bump on Bergen, but he fights off in front, around behind now. Looks to set up a man. Goes back to the point to Prop, who had picked up the position. Now to Zezel, hash marks. The Flyers have 2 men along the right board, hash marks. Bergen in front. Had a chance to shoot. Goes instead to Zezel behind. Flyers looking for too fine a shot. It bounces to the point. Rolled into the offensive right corner. Boudelier cuts away from Kerr. Tries to slam it out. It's blocked off behind the net. Kerr tries to center. Blocked off again by Morrow. Prop comes out with a straightaway to Bergen. Flyers winding up. There's the shot. Score! And maybe Zezel got it in front.
Either Zezel or Kerr, but it was deflected as the shot was high, and it hit somebody in front, knocked down between the pads of Kelly Rudy, and the Flyers get their first power play goal. But a good shot by Todd Bergen. Bergen, who has an excellent shot, really got all of it as he really put the screws to it, thinking right up halfway, and it was hit in front. Now it looks like Tim Kerr is the one who knocked it down between the pads of Kelly Rudy. So the Flyers get on the board for the second time. That comes on a power play, and I believe it will be Tim Kerr who gets the goal from Bergen, and I believe Prop.
Philadelphia goal, his 8th of the playoffs.
Or Timmy Kerr at 8.
Tim Kerr.
And Bergen,
The assist to number
along with
19,
Prop.
Todd Bergen, and number 26, Brian Prop. The time of the goal, 15:53.
So the Flyers got that part of their game going a little bit late. As out now come the Islanders. Brent Sutter with Kennelly on his left. Kennelly over the line. Brent Sutter for the goal. He's shoved out to the far side. The puck dug out and sent by Dave Brown. Up through to Hospodar on the right wing at center ice. Looks for an opening through to Marsh. Over the line. Cuts in on the near side backhander. And Rudy has a shot wide to his left. Short side grabs. And then we got Potvin taking a punch at somebody. And away we go. The calling card for Sunday night.
Now we have Nystrom and Hospodar going as well.
They're off to the side. They've already got one another tied up as Nystrom's trying to get his hand free. Hospodar's got a hold of him pretty good. Now the linesmen are going over to maybe try and separate those two, as in the other pile, they're just pushing and shoving with their sticks up.
Well, it all started after Hospodar's coming from, or Nystrom's coming from down underneath. He's getting a lot more of the shots in, Bob Nystrom.
We've got a big Donnybrook breaking out here now as Patterson went in there and gave Nystrom a shot from behind. Now we've got a whole bunch of players involved.
Well, you got the heavyweights out there anyway.
I guess you kind of expected something like this to happen. The Islanders are in command here, 5-2. And there's going to be a Game 5 in Philadelphia. And so the teams are leading calling cards.
Now Brown wants to get out Nystrom.
And Kerry Fraser getting the catalyst off the ice. Bobby Nystrom in Philadelphia's hospital already shuttled off into the night by Leon Stickle. And now Stickle's talking to Joe Patterson. And now that seems to have cooled everything down. Potvin, the Islander captain, Brad Marsh, the Flyers acting captain in the absence of Poulin, are going to check out the penalties as Patterson is gone, Hospodar gone, Nystrom gone. 3:36 remaining, third period. Islanders 5 and the Flyers 2.
While the fans are throwing a bunch of stuff on the ice, and Bobby Froese is taking up a position inside the net so he doesn't get hit. Smart play as Kerry Fraser now is over there at the scorer's table. And it all started with Ronnie Sutter taking a run at Dennis Potvin after the backhand shot. And Rudy just grabs the puck. And he's trying to bail out of the way, too, as Potvin and Sutter. Then Brent Sutter got in after Ronnie. That's when everybody piled in. Hospodar and Nystrom ended up paired off. When they went over on the corner, that's when...
Now Bossy just left. I wonder if he's injured or whether he was tossed.
He got hit before, Gene, about a minute before that whole play. He got hit right in front of the players' bench. Dave Brown hit him, and he went right down. He was very slow in getting up, and he went right off. That's when Nystrom came back out on the ice. I think he took his place.
Bobby, the way he went off and where he's favored himself, he may have a hit pointer.
Yep, because he was hit with a solid body check by Brown.
He went right down on the ice and landed on his hip, so it'll be interesting to see exactly if Mike Bossy's hurt. If he is, how severely.
5-2 the score. Islanders leading. 3:36 remains in this third period. An interesting calling card. Haven't seen that happen too much in the last few years. Mike Keenan and Al Arbor looking on at the... Al Arbor puts in about 10,000 miles behind that bench during the course of the game, I think.
Also, he works the heck out of that gum, too.
Sure does.
Referee Kerry Fraser's over at the timekeeper's bench, where he'll be assessing the penalties to the different Flyers and Islanders who were involved in that altercation.
You know, if it holds true, we got a lot of players should get 10-minute misconduct for failing to leave the area of a confrontation or an altercation, excuse me. Flyers have lost 2 men, Patterson and Hospodar. The Islanders had 1 man shuttled to the showers, Bobby Nystrom. And I would think with all of that gathering around Kerry Fraser that there are going to be a series of penalties called, and maybe many of them those misconducts about which we spoke. Well, we ended game 1 in the last 30 seconds with an aggravation like this. Now, here we go.
Number 17, Ed Hospodar, 5 minutes fighting.
Number 14, Ron Sutter, 2 minutes high sticking. And number 28, Joe Patterson, 2 minutes roughing and a game misconduct. Islanders penalty number 5, Dennis Potvin, 2 minutes roughing. Number 23, Bob Nystrom, 5 minutes fighting. Time of all the penalties, 16:24.
That's Hospodar of the Flyers, 5 for fighting.
So as it works out now, the Islanders will have a power play as Patterson picked up a 2-minute minor for roughing plus that misconduct. Sutter picked up that 2-minute minor. So with the extra 2 minutes to Joe Patterson,
Ladies and gentlemen, box office hours for season ticket holders to
somebody will have to serve it in the box for Philadelphia.
Have been extended to Friday, April 26th and Monday, April 29th.
So Potvin in the penalty box for the Islanders, along with Ron Sutter. Sutter high sticking, Potvin roughing. Nystrom picked up 5 for fighting. Ed Hospodar of the Flyers 5 for fighting. Joe Patterson with that 2 minutes for roughing plus the game misconduct. So somebody will have to be in the box. They haven't got anybody in there yet. Stars will have their power play opportunity, which is their 4th.
All right, now we'll add all these up. The Islanders now have 11 penalties in the game. And the Flyers have 10. All of this coming at 16:24. And as the gentleman to my right said, Islanders on another power play. They are 2 for 3 on the night. And we'll take time now from the Nassau Coliseum to pause for station identification, the Flyers Hockey Network.
This is WTAF, TV 29 in Philadelphia.
All right, the Islanders will go with Trottier and Bobby Bourne. And defensively, they have Boutelier with Pearson. Flyers have Sinisalo out there with Murray Craven, and they have Crossman with Marsh. Now we're going to have a stoppage of play as a Squeegee Man, Pail Man, and Shovel Man are going to have to come out to dig up some debris.
The last few minutes, every stoppage of play almost, the Islander fans, I guess maybe out of appreciation, are throwing debris on the ice, and as a result, the game has been delayed while the attendants pick
if there was such a place as Dante's Inferno, one of my devout wishes is all the dimwits who spend their lives in sports arenas throwing garbage onto the playing surface would spend eternity after they leave this mortal coil sitting in the bottom of a large well with all of the harpies of the world time past throwing debris at them for eons. Right now we're getting a little cleanup here. It looks like we're having somebody ejected on the far side.
Well, the important thing about that is that isn't picked up. A lot of times the players don't see it. If you step on it with your skate, you'll lose the edge of your skate. You can go head first into the board, so it's important that maybe some of the fans that are throwing the debris on the ice are aware of the potential injury. And it's not only to the Flyers, it's to their own team as well.
See, the punishment scene does not to fit the crime. In other words, you have a 3-minute left in the game, 5-2 score. And so somebody does something that's dangerous, you throw him out of the building. He was going to leave anyway, probably. Or they call that littering and write him a summons and keep him in the Klinko until he meets an arraignment or something enough just to aggravate the people, and maybe they wouldn't do it. Now that seems to have been cleared, hopefully. And the Islanders on the power play, as we said, 2 for 3 on the night. They are 3 for 14 on the playoff year against Philadelphia, and 6 for 31 all told. Craven, Sinisalo, Marsh, and Crossman, and the Islanders now shift to Keller, LaFontaine, Gillies, with Pearson and Boutelier. Puck is dropped. We have 3:34 remaining in regulation. Islanders have been in command. The Flyer goals from Derek Smith and Timmy Kerr on the power play. LaFontaine, Trottier, Bossy, and Johnson for New York. There is a steal by Philadelphia's Crossman. Can't get it out. The Islanders try to keep it in. Keller out of the corner. In front, LaFontaine hit the side of the net as he was left unattended. Centers a shot, saved. The Islanders get it back to the point. Left side, Boutelier. Near side, Keller in the corner. He's got a man in front. Goes instead to Pearson. Shot. Nice save by Froese to kick it away from LaFontaine, who was positioned at his near side. Then Crossman takes it off. Tripped up, loses his feet. Centering pass in front. It's whacked out to the near side. Boutelier digs it out. As the Islanders having a clinic now in the power play. Work to Boutelier along the left side. Top of the left circle, LaFontaine holds. He's got a man in front. Now tries to make that play to Keller. Goes instead back to the left point. Boutelier to LaFontaine right out in front. Side of the net. Keller in front. A stuffer. Froese covered the short side and rolled off his shoulder to the far side of the net. The Flyers try to get it out, but do not. With down by 3 with just 2:26 left, Flyers finding it hard to put on a great intensive battle here. There's the Islanders centering it. Kicks out past LaFontaine, and finally Crossman gets it to Craven, and Craven ices it as the Islanders come right back. McCrimmon out there with Howe, and Zezelon with Prop. As breaking offensive right corner behind the net is Trottier. Jammed down by Howe. Gets it out into the slot to Bourne. Straight away, Janssen back to Bourne. Trottier on the far side. He's open at the circle. They crisscross now with Dwayne Sutter to the left point. Right side to Deneen. Off the stick. Tries to dump it in. And it's taken away on the carom by Prop and sent down. We're just playing out for the effect now as we have 1:45 remaining in regulation. 5-2 Islanders with just 5 seconds remaining on the Ron Sutter penalty. Deneen up on the right side. That'll be an icing as the puck goes over the Flyer goal line. Howe is there. Takes a bump. Then we have the whistle as Ron Sutter comes out of the penalty box. That issue is settled, but only 1:33 remain, and the Flyers face their first loss in 7 playoff games, and their first loss overall since they were beaten in March 27th in Chicago. They've won 11 in a row, and now what do we got at center ice?
Sutter went after Mark Howe, the late hit on that icing call, and all of a sudden Brown come out and went after Sutter. Sutter dives down to the ice, drops his stick, and puts his gloves over his head.
Let's see what happens to Brown. Is he going to be escorted home, too? I think Ron Finn wants to know, what am I going to do with him? Do you want him out, or do you want him in the penalty box?
The Islanders had a real strong game here. They're starting right from the first period. They really basically did to the Flyers in Game 4 what the Flyers have been doing to the Islanders in the previous 3. They just beat the Flyers. They're one step quicker. They're a little bit more aggressive along the boards, a little bit more aggressive in the slot area, and as a result, they're in command here with a 5-2 lead.
Dave Brown, 2 minutes roughing and a 10-minute misconduct penalty. Time of the penalty is 18:20.
So Brown picks up a straight misconduct and a roughing.
And 10 minutes misconduct at 18:27.
So the Islanders are going to pick up their 5th power play opportunity with that roughing minor to Brown.
Brown now has 16 minutes, and for the first time in the series, the Flyers have more penalties in the game than the opposition. They have 12 of the game's 23. They have picked up 7 of the 11 in this period. The game is turned into a modern travesty over this last 5 minutes with debris on the ice and the 2 battles. Debris probably slowing it down much more than it need be. Shots in this period, the Islanders have had 11, a game total of 26. The Flyers have had 9, a game total of 26, as Todd Bergen is in the Flyer penalty box to serve the minor for Dave Brown. Philadelphia, Ron Sutter and Carson out with Marsh and Crossman, and the Islanders counter with Tonelli, Kerr, Brent Sutter, Deneen, and Boudelier. Offensive left circle face-off Philadelphia. We'll look for you on Sunday night at 7 on the radio network and Prism from the Spectrum Game 5. Up ice New York's come at the Philadelphia line. Drops it off to Tonelli. Drives it around behind the Philadelphia net. That brings out LaFontaine. And Clark Gillies as the Flyers ice it. We have now 70 seconds left in this one. As the Islanders now, who have lost 7 of their last 8 on the road, have to come into Philadelphia at least twice to see if they can get this series won. Now it goes back to Boudelier at the point. Shot on the net. Score by Alan Kerr.
On the power play, were able to penetrate the Flyers zone and set that play up at the point. The shot was taken from the point, and as Boudelier got the puck, just snapped it off quickly and low towards the Flyers net, and Kerr had position, just redeflected that puck by Bobby Froese to give the Islanders a 6-2 lead. Time of that goal was 19 minutes and 3 seconds. Kerr from Boudelier.
So the Islanders are 3 for 5 on the advantage.
Number 10, Alan Kerr.
Boudelier will get 1 assist.
The assist number 4, Boudelier.
And
number 16, Pat Walker.
And LaFontaine.
The time of the goal was 19:03.
So the Islanders get a couple of late ones. 6-2 the score.
19:03.
Puck back in the Islanders zone. Kerr out along with Boudelier, LaFontaine, Gillies, then Deneen. The Flyers on there with Tocchet, who has the puck. Can't get into the zone. Feeds off to Derek Smith, who had one of the 2 Flyer goals. To Marsh, his shot high over the top of the net from the left point. Back to the near side, and the Islanders. Gilly breaks out with Alan Kerr 2-on-2 against Crossman and Marsh. Into the zone. Offensive left corner dump. Kerr behind the net is checked. Spins away. Flyers trying to get it up to the near side, but Kerr battling 2 Flyers keeps it in there. Gillies comes in. Now LaFontaine straight away to the point. Deneen, a 40-footer. And that was blocked off. A rebound just scuttled wide by Gillies. We have 7 seconds left, and so the Islanders have won it. Comes out in front, and this one is over. Final score, the Islanders get on the board with their first victory. Islanders 6, Flyers 2. We'll be back with one final comment after this.